This again. Thank you, Yoder, for letting me know that that was doing that loopy thing again. So the storms have passed here. I waited for the storms. I really apologize to everybody. It seems to be an issue the last few nights, and it never really was a big issue before. So I'm going to keep going and unless somebody tells me it's doing something again. Um, okay, disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. I am not giving any scientific advice. This is just commentary. We're talking about positive thinking, or what a lot of people call manifesting these days. What began to be really popular when the book The Secret came onto the scene about 20 years ago. We have Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second because usually there'd be some activity by now. Um, I guess I'll keep going and hope for the best. The book The Secret was, Oprah had the author on her show. There were so many people talking about The Secret back in the day, and that is positive thinking. They mention in the book Benjamin Franklin. There's a quote by him in it. Like, this concept has been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years, but it just became trending several years ago. And since then, I think a lot of new people, like, bless their heart, like, have turned manifestation into something that it's not. And it's not explained well enough sometimes that positive thinking or manifesting, because it is one and the same to me, in my opinion, is all thankful for what you have and what you need, what you want, if you already have it. Like, you are thankful to God, to whatever your God is, the universe. You are. Hi, Mississippi. How are you doing? Hi, Toxic. For coming back, Toxic. I hope my stream is better now. I restarted my phone. We're talking about positive thinking, how it's became like a trendy thing, like manifesting, and why a lot of people misconstrue it, and how I used it in my life, and why I said it's harder than ever, basically, these, economic times. Great, Yoder. Thank you for letting me know. It's just making everything harder, period. But if people, especially low income, poor, living paycheck to paycheck, like most of us Americans, could grasp this concept, we'll all be better off. So I'm just going to repeat what I said at the beginning. The 15 to 20 years ago, the book The Secret became very popular. And after that, a lot of people talked about positive thinking, turned into more of the term manifesting. And it is about being thankful to God, the universe, your creator, just being thankful for what you have and what you need or want in a way like you already have it. Like, having that gratitude, like, I know I'm going to get whatever I need. It's already provided for me. God provides all. And Christianity has taught this concept. And that's one reason why Christianity is appealing. And we all do need to have some kind of faith. Okay. I'd love to see what this person looks like calling me chubby. And I would say how much I weigh if I wasn't. I don't want to like play into that and make other women feel bad about how much they weigh. New subscriber. Oh, thank you, Aaron. That's so nice. Spiral Moss, be careful what one manifests. That is a good point, Spiral Moss. Comes back times three, the Wiccan or pagan rule. So definitely be thankful for the little things in life, Toxic. And the more you can practice true gratitude and being thankful, the better you'll be in every aspect. I say this all the time. Your thoughts affect you on a cellular level. We are walking batteries. Thank you, Oscar. And if any of you have YouTube channels, I don't mind if you mention it in the chat. Like, I really encourage people to subscribe to other small YouTubers. Like, YouTube, if you're genuine, consistent, YouTube is supporting smaller creators now more. So anybody out there that's like thinking about it, I think there's an audience for everybody. And that's what inspired me. I saw certain people that like, whether or not I like them, I was just like, wow, this person like gained an audience, and I too. So any of you guys with a channel and you want to say it in the comments, feel free to. You are what you think about most of the time. Yes, Mississippi, I completely agree. Thanks, Oscar. And thank you, Mr. Carey. And when I learned this, when I really put it into practice, it was years after I read the book The Secret, because honestly, I even kind of wrote it off as something that was new age and just not for me, and frankly, phone, I guess. But when I decided I wanted to give birth naturally the last and final time, the third time, I used Hypnobabies, and I'm not affiliated with them. I actually had a bad experience with them because I got, like, the secondhand copy, and it felt like they were, like, after me. Okay, so I probably shouldn't even say that on YouTube. This was dang near 10 years ago. So, basically, I couldn't have afforded it if I didn't buy it, a woman the way that I did, like, I couldn't have afforded to do it. So anyways, written affirmations and mantras. Repeating them really helped a ton. And written affirmations can be proverbs if you want to stay biblical. Some of mine were, and put notes on the bathroom mirror, anywhere you are a lot, the refrigerator, certain kitchen kits in the hallway, and it really, really helps to retrain your mind. It takes a lot of persistency and consistency. Thank you so much, Mr. Carey. I can tell you are working hard. Please like, share, and subscribe. 40 Boom said, thank you. Thank you, Rude Rah Rah. Rude you. Jew. I'm not, I am so bad at pronouncing names. You're such a person with mature words, like it a lot. Thank you. And that's what I wanted to share. I have had people tell me that I am very not gracious, a grateful and thankful person, like one of the most thankful people they know in their lives. And I'm not going to get into my background, but just so you know, like I had one counselor tell me that I had been through more else they had ever counseled before. And he was a younger guy in the big scheme of things. But I also made the only man I've told at work my exact story cry, a grown man cry that likes to go to bikers bars. Like I have been through some traumatic stuff, and that's why to the point where it's like you can get brought down more and more by it every single day and wallow in your trauma, or you can learn from it and heal from it. And losing a few friends made me really want to put this into practice too, honestly. Like when you see people lose their lives in their 30s and you know, you either once again you get dragged down by or you try to live in honor of them, and one of the best people I've ever known lost her life at 34 years old, and she was so positive. She was extremely positive. She didn't have to read this book, The Secret. She didn't have to be told to be that was. And it was kind of like the Bible talks about, like loving God like a child, being childlike in your faith, just knowing that you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. You have the bills. You're not worrying about much when you're a child, ideally. Of course, some people didn't have that kind of grace in their childhood, unfortunately, but that is what childhood should be. Spiral Moss said affirmations work. I agree. Mississippi asked, how long did you repeat them? So I did this for just a few months because I didn't get it until like 6 months of my pregnancy. And then it's something that I still do to this day. It's like not that much. I would say, I mean, if you're asking about a number count, like in a few hundreds at least, maybe a few thousands or a few weeks, and then it becomes a natural thing. I'm trying to get used to every time I spend money saying, "It's okay, I'm rich," because this one will and I just think that's, like, a good attitude to have to try to get out of this poor mindset where I'm always scared to spend money whether or not I have it, like, it makes me feel bad spending it, and that's because I come from a lower income, and that's what a lot of people, like, stay in set because they are, like, just so used to it, and it does affect you, financially. How you view your money and how you feel about your money when you spend it. And there's all sorts of 2011 drummed in a band that played at a biker bar in Danville, Kentucky. That's funny, Mr. Carey. Um, Yo from Amsterdam. That is so neat. What's this live about and how are you doing? I'm doing well. It's 4:49 in the morning there. It's 10:48 at night here. I'm in the Eastern time zone. So I'm talking about positive thinking and how I used it when I gave natural childbirth and how I feel like people could benefit from it. Hi, Nikhil. How are you doing today? Less can be more sometimes, Spiral Moss said. Yeah, it's kind of like you just feel it, you know, like you'll know. And I'm sorry, Arian said, I'm a 23-year-old student trying to improve myself to grow up as a mature man to serve society better. Way happiness and real life purpose. Keep on improving yourself. Well, that's great. You remind me a lot of my older sons, and that's what life is all about. We're here to grow, right? And if your goal is to be a good, productive citizen in society, I'm sure you're going to be more than fine. I'm sure you're the kind of person that has a good heart, and you will like reap the rewards of being of service to your community, and that's great. Mr. Carey said, welcome in. We just ask to be kind and respectful. Yes. I am the same way. I realize I am not going to live forever, so just spend it. Key rat Kane. Right. Like it's good not to have anxiety about money. Of course, like I personally I'm trying to be debt free. That's gonna help my anxiety the most, but you're not going to attract something that you think negatively about. That's the opposite. Kratos says hi from Brazil. Hi Kratos, how are you? Mr. Carey said new here, please hit in like the like and please hit the subscribe button, Mr. Carey. Enjoy your life and be kind to others, Key said. Yes, totally. You cannot go wrong with that. And I'm sorry, I want to glance at my notes really quick. Okay. It was a rite of passage for me, and I'm not saying that every woman has to give birth naturally. I can't stress that enough. Every time I bring it up, I don't want any woman to feel because I know some people attempted to. I attempted to second time. It wasn't successful. I ended up getting the epidural. So I know what it's like to want that, to have that as a goal and have it not happen. And I don't ever want to make any woman feel badly about that not happening for her. But this was my rite of passage, and I feel like we should have them thing that you set a goal for and you work really hard to achieve. This could be a college degree for some people. Like, we need things that are tough, things that challenge us, things push through in order to succeed, to help us grow as people. And being a bunch of like oligarchs, billionaires, like trust fund babies that never really had to work hard for anything is in charge is part of why there's so many horrible things happening. It's like, how is this happening? How could this be happening? Because it's people who never had to work hard ever, and that really doesn't do well for your character. Are you believing in hypnosis? Gee, were you here the other night? Yes, I'm talking about hypnobabies in particular in this live, but I haven't done any other kind of hypnosis. Mr. Carey said my oldest son was breached. Oh wow. Did they have to do a C-section? Or you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. And my my husband was a C-section, and the doctor that delivered him, it was a woman named Lydia. Isn't that great? I don't know why I get such a kick out of that. Um, Live, who believes in hypnosis? G is asking. Hey, Diamond, how are you doing? My internet was really bad earlier and it was storming and it was like around 9 o'clock and I went to your live and looked it, but it was like, I don't know if I'm hoping mine is okay or somebody would have said something by now, but I waited to go live. It was neat to see you live, Diamond. Mad Malt, I don't have anything to listen to music on. I'm sorry. I know I thought that would be fun. Like maybe one night I'll get my husband's phone from him and use it to play music, but I don't have like a computer hooked up to the internet. Jet, I am not sure what did, or Jeep. Mayhul, good morning. How are you? Super Mario Showtime. My internet has been sucky too. Yeah, I use data. I have a phone plan. We don't even have an internet hardwired to our house because the only kind we tried here was so bad you can't even stream things. So why pay for it? But eventually we will try another kind and hopefully that will be fine. Hello, Diamond. G would like to leave in hypnosis. Okay, hi, can you give love to my dying cat? Their name is Star. Oh, Malachi. Sorry to hear about your cat. I hope that you feel Star as you transition. I lost a cat who was over 20 years old about a year and a half ago, and I was very grateful to be there when she passed. It was just me and her in the house, and yeah, cats are amazing. They're the best. I mean, I'm like equally as much of a dog person, honestly. So, using mantras and written affirmations, as well as avoiding the negative messages, like as much as you are putting positive messages in front of you, you need to try to avoid the ones. And this is my opinion, okay? Like, I can't stress this enough, you guys. I'm not at all. I don't think I know it all. But from a lot of like pondering on this, I think it has to do with like the healthy attachment styles. And when it pertains to relationships, you're healthily attached, you have a healthy attachment, or you do not. And that means you are anxious or avoidant usually, and I know that's for romantic relationships or friendships, relationships, period. But I believe this carries through to other things in life, just like, so, no, in my opinion, Marilyn Manson, playing Grand Theft Auto, watching adult corn a lot, like these things aren't going to be the only trigger that pulls a GU in. They're not going to be the only thing that causes something. But somebody who is already in a bad place, somebody who is already dealing with unhealthy attachment, a lot of anxiety, some kind of mental issues, and then putting themselves in this environment, like tons of negative messaging over and over, it is its own form of hypnosis. And I give, in my opinion, that it is important. And that if you notice somebody struggling and like, I was wearing a Metallica shirt last night. I know Metallica isn't like the heaviest metal, but like I understand liking music that's not about rainbows and sunshine, but I think that there's just so much negative media and and gore and violence and sex bad things. I didn't let my kids play Grand Theft Auto. I was like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna play a game where you can, have sex with a prostitute. Hi, Bongo Bong. How are you doing tonight? Hi, 3MO. 3Mo. Google evil meow. My mom would call kitty cat and I would meow for her. I don't know why I told you guys that. That was so dumb. Okay. Chicago in the house. Oh, I'm like way far behind. They are 99 in cat years. Malachi, oh, well, you have given them a great life and taken care of them. That shows. Diamond, can I do one? Okay. G, do you have the ability to go live on your channel? Maybe you should go live or try to go live. I forget, like, I think you might have to have 100 subscribers. You can go live. Yoder, you got to accept the bad with the good for it to work. Yes. Going on here, Harold Fisher said, well, we're talking about positive thinking. Well, a lot of people call manifestation. I'm almost done reading through my notes. So, like my opinion when it comes to healthy attachments, like somebody who is healthy, whole, done all the work to heal from their trauma, we all have, most of us have, but like somebody who has a healthy attachment, in my opinion, isn't going to be affected as much by the negative messaging, especially if it's something that's done for hours of every waking day. Like, some people are just the trope of the moody teenager that's like always like you do need to express your emotions and process them, but there is such a thing as a healthy balance too. Oh, geez, Molly, thanks. My name in Arabic means unsell. What does unsell mean? You have to have 50 so live. Thank you, Baseball Pro 12, for telling me that. I'm in South Central Kentucky, Jose. That's all I say as far as my location. I was born in Louisville, raised mostly in Indiana, but I've lived in California and Florida as well. So I believe that this carries over into so many realms of life. And like body image is one thing that we could all benefit from trying to think more positively about. And I struggle with it too. So I'm not focusing like just on women, but of course, as a woman, like that's where my experience comes from. But there are steps you can take in order to harness more of a positive image of yourself. And it includes, as I was mentioning, not putting the images that make you feel bad about yourself around yourself. Don't feel like any sort of way. You're not being silly. You're setting healthies and helping yourself by like if you do have things like Instagram, what's another one where aesthetics show up a lot, like Pinterest. Try to only go to the social medias where you can really create your own feed, basically, and like people that look like you, people with your aesthetic are people, like you will be able to find somebody that looks like you if you look hard enough and like focusing on them and quit looking at all the people that are like unattainable for 9.9% of us. Probably not even true because their image are altered anyways. One of my favorite quotes is the girls in the magazines don't even look like the girls in the magazines. And if I could have felt as good about now, like in my early 20s, I would have been unstoppable. And that's what I would love to help cultivate in young women and men, people of all ages. But when you're young, it's just like, it's not beauty that's wasted on the youth. It's like being confident in your youthful beauty that's wasted on the youth. And it's such a shame. Oh, thank you, Threemo. That's really nice of you. I appreciate that. Hi, Brian. How are you doing tonight? I remember you. Baseball Pro, I don't really have a favorite sport. Now, I like whenever I do find myself watching sports at all, it's always going to be gymnastics or ice skating. And the only sport I did as a kid was track, but like even that was pretty short-lived. Hey, Pittsburgh guys, I did go subscribe to you. How are you doing tonight? Pittsburgh Guys has a channel, you guys, if you like subscribing to small channels and supporting them. Uh, I hope that wasn't insulting saying small. We're all small around here. Hey, Queen of the Parks, how are you? Jose, what are your motivations? My motivations are my children, my family, my husband, my pets, going debt free as soon as possible, and trying to steward as much land as possible in a better direction than the monocrop farming we practice mostly today in our country. Like, I really want to have a permaculture farm, and I like do you guys know who Curtis Stone is? He's somebody who's from Canada, and he's this program where he was helping people to garden in cities, like, with smaller yards. He'd go and set up a garden in somebody's yard who didn't know how to garden themselves, and I always thought that was such a great I mean, all the variables that go into that, that would be tough, but, like, he made a very lucrative career out of it, which turned into his, influencer social media presence and books. I don't know why I just, like I have to show you guys a book once I bring it up. I have this my husband bought me all of my favorite books. He's so sweet, very thoughtful. If you want to, get some brownie points with your woman, definitely pay attention to what she likes and buy her gifts. You know what I mean? Like some of them are used books. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but it's just so nice when the man remembers something that you mention. Pittsburgh guys, you're welcome. No problem. Yoder, yes, I remember too thinking or feeling so blah as a young teen. Looking back, I want that back with the confidence I got now. Right? Now, like, not to be conceited, but I see pictures of and I'm like, who is that? Oh, that was me. And like I felt bad about myself. And that was like I'll never look that good again. Like, but at the same time, like I really don't care. It is kind of nice to get older. The confidence that goes with it is great. But yeah, when I was younger and still in college and stuff, I wish I would have had more confidence, and that also plays into self-esteem and self-respect and being promiscuous, honestly. So it's so important to have a good self-image and to instill this in our youth. And like social media is so damaging to that. I remember the first time, because when we were growing up, airbrushing everything. And I'll never forget the first time I saw Winona Ryder without her airbrush, oh my God, listen to me, her legs airbrushed. You could see the little follicles. Like you see how like light skin with dark hair, and even when you shave your legs, you can kind of see the follicles. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. That always made me so insecure that I wouldn't wear shorts. So that's so dumb. And when I saw Winona Ryder's legs unairbrushed and how she had dark hair follicle showing through her skin too, it was like a huge moment of relief for me. And it sounds so silly, but I always think about that. And so what young women are going through right now is like literally times a billion. Like they are getting those messages, those airbrushed images of perfection so much more in so many different ways. And so many more women depicted in them and giving them these high expectations that, like I said, like even the girls in the magazines don't look like the girls in the magazines. And Jedi Assassin, how are you doing? I'll take the crown label now, Yoder said. Yeah, and like crown isn't a bad thing unless, you live in 2025. Like elder people who are wise should be respected and revered and looked up to. And like I said, like we don't all get this many years on this earth. Like each year really is a blessing. And when you look at it like that, like I mean it. Like people can say whatever they want about whatever they want about me. It really doesn't get to me. I don't think it would have been like that 7 years ago when I was trying to do YouTube the most. Honestly, I did have to like kind of grow a thick skin and being really positive and building up a positive image of myself with that. Jedi Assassin, a man turns into a man during childhood. A man is built up from the ground up. Self-worth is valuable. With it, you can't be controlled. Yes, that is so true. We really need to instill in young men and women how precious they are and how worthy they are and how capable they are of anything with hard work. Whiskey, I'm kind of all over the place with my content. I do garden a lot, but I had surgery at the end of April, so my garden isn't doing that great this year. I talk a lot about sanitary, different topics. I work in a factory. I talk about that a lot. Suddenly, I came to Russia, and you said, "Oh, that's neat." I think Russia is a fascinating country. It seems to have a lot of great history and people. Brian C believes in like I'm sorry if that rubs anybody the wrong way. I like definitely don't support okay, I don't support any wars at all. I don't. I think with all of our technology and our communication, our ability to communicate, our ability to use technology, we shouldn't be sending young men into wars. Mr. Carey to get nail polish at the dollar store today and eyeliner hitting. Carey. Um, yeah, like whiskey, best of luck to you. You sound great. Oh, thank you. I think I am. Well, the one thing I didn't on, they know we are walking batteries, and the more they can affect our spirit and our energy and make us think down on ourselves, the easier we are to control and manipulate. And the more people that just like be truly grateful, and, like, that would also play into not being such a consumer and maybe not putting so many dollars into the pockets of these people that don't need our dollars. And it's harder than ever because is so bad. People are so lonely. It's really unfortunate, but we can address these problems, and that's part of the positivity of it. Like, yeah, all of this is true, but we can talk about it any time of the day we want to using the internet. Like, how many people who were going through hard times in the history of humankind didn't have the ability to talk to people through a screen about all the horrible things happening to all of them, you know? And yes, Mr. Carey is a comic relief, and I'm grateful for it. Pittsburgh guys, I feel that war is a waste of time, money, and lives. It's just not worth it. Yes. People until you educate yourself, people don't know how, like, war makes people money, and you're like, "How does destruction make people money?" "Oh, the war machine makes people money," and it's very unfortunate. Hi, Anjar, how are you? I'm doing fine. Have you read Sun Tzu, The Art of War? It's applicable to modern times since war is a constant. No, I have not, Jedi Assassin. A YouTuber, Sharon Lester, I like have a love-hate relationship with her channel. I do not agree with like her dark femininity, that kind of content. I don't agree with that at all. But she's talking about the art of war, and um, isn't that a really long book? It's like War and Peace, isn't it like 1,000 pages? Yoder, it's interesting as where I ended up hunkering down is full of sand and quartz, charges my battery. Yeah, that's how what I for me with the limestone. And somebody told me once years ago, and this was her conspiracy theory, that like where you are born is where your magnetic field, your energy is going to be the best. Or like the next best thing would be if like turn around a bunch of this particular kind of stone to go near it again. And I know people are going to think, what the heck? You said you weren't into new age stuff and you're sitting here talking about this. But you have to keep in mind they use quartz, they use copper, like, these are conductors of electricity, they're used in electronics. They most definitely happen, you know, and I'm not saying I charge my crystals in the moon, and, like, even though I don't think there's anything wrong with that, I'm just saying I'm not really into stuff like that. I don't know what that means, Tommy. I am such an old lady, I don't even know what that means. Are you talking about, like, some music video or something? Hi from Greece, and good morning, Julie. Oh, that's so neat, from Greece. I Gaga is the best, Bruno said. Yeah, haven't heard from her in a while. Poker Face song. Yeah, that song is a good pop song. The only war I like is a card game war. Yeah, that's one of the few card games to play too. Brian C said birth charts. I haven't done that in so long. Like used to back in the day on the internet, a lot of that stuff was free or easier to get for free. Now it's like you get a credit card for like everything. Waha says I have nightmares every night. That's unfortunate, and you should try to take a bunch of magnesium or something, calm yourself down. No medical advice here, though. MD is from India. That's neat, MD. My grandpa lived in India for a few years. He taught English there after he retired here. Bruno said my friend calls me weird. Well, being weird is better than being boring and just like everybody else. Jedi, it's complex. Read complex. Oh, The Art of War isn't long. It's a complex read for sure. Okay. Oh, it's only 120 pages. Oh, shoot. I was like intimidated by it this whole time. Okay. Well, I think my attention span can get me through that. I am late. Okay. So I know I said everything that was in my notes, but I don't know how many of you are in here that watched my video earlier today, but this is like um one thing I wanted to bring this up, like when people certain people are talking about how they're going to like retrain their brain and everything. There can be a lot of useful tools in religion, of course, but this is like also kind of proof that somebody that Bible studies for several days a week might need more than that. And I'm not saying anything bad. You know, if Christianity, your Bible, and your faith is all you need to maintain good mental health, good emotional well-being, that is great. And I do believe that that is possible. And I think that's one of the positives about religion is I think it can people with the right balance. I think the community it brings with it is fantastic. If you a church community, that's great. But it's just very, very interesting to me. Once again, as somebody who's like been through a lot in their lives and decided, oh, well, like, when you hit a rock bottom, it's like, how bad can it get? It can't get much, but at the same time, Like, I'm tired of living like this and just, like, waiting. I do make my own life. I am responsible, and when you have health issues, autoimmune issues, it is so freaking hard, and I'm sorry to anybody that's dealing with that because that is its own demon in and of itself, but, like, we all need to be able to learn, from each other, and I feel like the manifestation has gotten a bad rap because there's, all these girls that, bless their hearts with their fake boobs, their fake noses, their long hair extensions, their fake nails, their like fake everything, telling people what they want by just like thinking about it. And that's not, it's about really forming your whole spirit around gratitude. And I mentioned this last night. I'm incredibly morbid. It works for me. I don't do it so much anymore, but I used to think about really, really morbid, horrible pictures like this little boy collapsed on the ground with a vulture next to him. Basically, that vulture is waiting for the starving little boy, hopefully waiting for him to pass on so he can begin to. I don't even want to finish that, but like when I was at my worst, I would think, well, like, at least I'm not a kid, and I know that's probably not completely healthy, but you know what? It's healthier than thinking, "Woe is me," and being the victim all the time. Sometimes you are the victim. Sometimes it's okay to wallow in your own emotions. Me, like, I really don't ever want anybody who's in a sincerely bad situation, in an abusive relationship, to listen to something I'm saying and be like, that's, like, not true with me at all." I'm acknowledging right now, like, everything I'm saying is not true with everybody at all. Sorry, I just screamed all caps at you, Pittsburgh. I got excited. I love that band. Ah, Boot Scooting Boogie. Brooks and Dunn. Dopamine, Brian. Batshit crazy. Oh, that's funny. Your fake lashes get me double looks. Those fake eyelashes really, I mean, gosh, and some fake eyelashes, like when we were coming up, those are fine, but these mastodon fake eyelashes, there's woolly mammoth eyelashes, really kill me. And have you guys seen some of these extensions? These people don't take good care of them, and the infections, oh, they're risking their eyesight. It's insane. Dr. Ahamadullah, I'm from Kentucky, like in my name. Yoder, I went to Kenya and sat all by myself in a room with a sickle cell anemic child, oh, passing away. I wanted to hug him and hold him, but fingered touch hurt him. That stuck with me. Oh, I'm so Yoder. Yes, experiences like that will definitely humble you the life, huh? Mr. Carey, my daughter goes through the same thing where they make fun of wearing not name brand clothes. Oh gosh. Yeah, my kids, when we first moved here, they got made fun of and like called Mexican because to, to hillbillies, any Hispanic equals Mexican. When I told people I was a quarter Colombian in Indiana, they'd be like, "Do you speak Mexican?" And like that's what I was saying last night. Like I'm not saying crying racism towards me. I'm saying I did encounter more people talking like racists in Indiana, and Indiana is known to be like the KKK headquarters. If you didn't know, they're legit the KKK headquarters. So it kind of makes sense, Kentucky has this air of like I don't give a fuck, like, in a good way, like, I care about my neighbors, I got my eye out for you and your property, like, I would want you to have for mine, like, do unto others that way, but at the same time, we kinda, like we we like having our own space. And maybe it's just it's nicer, more people can afford it here, Maybe it's that did I just figure it out? Like, more people of more income brackets can have, like, swaths of land here. Like, people that live in places like California, like, some are really ignorant, and ignorant isn't a bad word. I'm ignorant to a lot. I don't mean that as an insult. They're ignorant to the that you can get land for $2,000 an acre. That is rare, but, like, you still can get land for, like, so cheap here compared to most places, and it's more people. But I really hate hearing that, Mr. Carey, so I wanna tell a story. One time I cut a tag out of an American Eagle shirt, like the tag in the back of your neck? I cut that tag out that said American Eagle, and I sewed it on the side, like, on the outside side of this white sweater I got from, like, I don't know, I think it was a JCPenney sweatshirt, and that was so freaking funny. I wore it to a basketball game in middle school, and, like, all the preppy girls were like, "Where'd you get that sweater?" 'Cause they know, a small American Eagle is a store, and the preppy girls that shop there, they knew every article, every item of clothes in there. I really wish so badly I had a picture of that because, like, I think about that, I'm like, "That was so clever." 'Cause we American Eagle, I 1 or 2 American Eagle shirts a year, Texas is Mimi. Yes, there's over 100 people now, and I sorry if I come off as disrespectful to anybody, totally, like, the devastation there, never it's been a while since we've seen anything like that, and it's completely inexcusable, and people are going to be traumatized and in recovery for a long time from this. When I moved to Fort Lauderdale in the early 2000s, everybody I encountered had a story about Hurricane Andrew, like, everybody. I had a dog. I walked my beagle a lot, and, like, of course, he's, like, a beautiful, cute little beagle, and people talk about the dog, and, like, everybody had a story about, like, something an animal or a pet in Hurricane Andrew. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a baby, but this is one reason why I can't talk. Restaurant in Casey County corrected me when I said speak Mexican. They said it's Spanish, and they were polite. Oh, Mr. Carey, thanks for being the comedic relief. I can laugh at it too. Like, I really don't mind. It's like when you are like mean about it. Like I said, like I've had people be like, you're like, of course I'm pasty, I'm pale. I get it. Like I have light skin and dark hair. I'm an anomaly. Oh, and I look like literally every other woman with light skin and dark hair. There's that, like how all black people look alike and all Asian people look alike. Apparently, all women with like really fair skin and dark hair look alike too. Because I've been told I look like people I know nothing like. Um, Miguel, thank you. It's just like to see the cow and the kids and like it's there's so much devastation and this didn't have to happen this way. And it's like how many more times are we going to have these insane weather events? Kentucky's had a few floods over the last few years. Diamond was in here. She went through a bad flood a few years ago. And there was a bad flood in the last year in Eastern Kentucky. It's just horrible. Have I listened to the song Fine? I don't know how to pronounce that by Taylor Swift. No, I have not. A huge Swiftie. Now, I will listen to one of her songs if somebody says to listen to it, but I don't really like her music that much. It's the other kids that make fun of my daughter and other kids. Make fun of like my daughter and other kids. Yeah. And shame on those parents. Like, who is raising these kids? Because I really instilled in my kids that, like, you never know what somebody's going through, especially at home, like school or workplace, and like you need to treat people with kindness and respect. Because, like, you know, might really hurt somebody that's already teetering on the edge. Mimi, I don't know what you're thinking, but if you're thinking me, if you are you in Texas, Mimi? I'm sorry, I feel like I've missed some of the conversation. Yeah, if anybody in here is from Texas, I'm really sorry. Global warming man. Oh, I remember you, Pooh Detective. Don't build camps on floodplains. Well, yeah, that is helpful. Um, a lot of places, if you're financing like most of us do and go get a mortgage loan, like they won't approve if you're in a floodplain. Like, but like, yeah, I mean, it happens. So agreed. All you gotta watch Charlie Berens, Berens. LOL, I'll email it. It's hilarious. The dude's stuck from Wisconsin. Okay. Yeah, email that to me. I go back to work tomorrow, so I'm not probably going to be on here for a few days. Mr. Carey, I heard they had a camp, Girl Scouts at Parish, I believe, in Texas. Yeah, it was called Camp Mystic, where a lot of, I'm sure there's other children that passed too, a part of that camp, but so incredibly sad. No, I cannot fish o fun. I'm not gonna fall for that one. Good try though. Hi from Aruba. Hey, Irina, that is so neat. I'm from Kiki, like in my name. Oh my God, Mr. Carey. Okay, I am so dumb. I meant to. It's in the description of my channel. It's Little Kentucky at Proton. See, I should know this. I meant to go check on it and make sure. Oh my gosh, I should know this, but it's dev description, and next time I will make sure that I got it. But if you don't mind, like the description of my channel, like in the about, it's definitely in that. Do you know what we call jail? No, I don't. Bull tiff. Good morning, Arapin. What do you think of spirituality and its relationship to diet, CMP? That's an interesting question. Well, I think that everything is connected, and um, that's a really broad question. I think that it's connected, and what you put in and around your body matters. And I think your thoughts affect how your body functions so much that, like, it's what you make of it, basically. If you really don't think there's that big of a relationship to it, it might be less important to you. But This live was about positive thinking, written affirmations, things like that, manifestation. I've gone over my notes. I'm like with the actual bulk of the subject. Now we're just chatting. Thank you, Mr. Carey. I'm sorry about that. I saw right when I said bye last night, I saw that and I meant to like ready for you. Um, Proton.me. Yes, that's it. I was gonna say proton.net and I knew that was wrong. Hello from Saudi Arabia. Khaled says hi. A big crystal user, like crystal math or like crystals. You're talking about crystals, like quartz, rose quartz and stuff, right, Raven? I think you've been in here before. I might be mistaken. Mr. Carey, I usually on phones can't get email, but in the description I somehow overlooked it numerous times. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, so high speed, low drag. If I ever, I don't know if you're talking about me lagging, Brian, but if I ever do lag, to rewind it helps usually, or wait until the live is uploaded on my channel. Always have quartz on my neck, Ravenhold. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you were rolling. That's really neat. I have rose quartz in my car. I have citrine too, and I think I have one other, but it is. Should I go get one more beer now? No chance. Whenever you're asking that question, trust me, tomorrow you'll be glad you said no. You know what I mean? Yoder, I read and saw a clip of the rain from storms are like, so when it hits plants, it's like grounding reaction. Those plants look greener after rain. Yeah, okay. So what I've heard, and I'm not saying that's not right, but like it brings nitrogen down from the atmosphere. Like nitrogen that's just hanging out in the air is like goes into the soil. And that's one reason why plants become so best after a good rain. Amethyst. Oh, Brian, I'm not kidding. I think that is the other kind of rock I have in my car. I mean, do you Empress? Yes, I do. And I mean to put that in my disclaimer because I don't cuss a lot, but like at the end of one of my other night, I told a troll I didn't care what he did with my effing face. And then I was like, oh, that was kind of harsh to like say the F word, but we're all adults here. And my teenagers, like words are words. I don't want them to be broken up over words. We let them cuss, but they have to know when it's appropriate. Like they're not allowed to do it at school, like in front of elders. You know what I mean? Like they have to learn at some point, right? And like oh gosh, I saw this video of this young man breaking down because his girlfriend cussed. It was that red flag, green flag guy. And I unsubscribed from his channel because I was subscribed to him. And like for him to be like waving a red flag when this person was clearly having a mental breakdown, like it wasn't his fault. He was so young. Like somebody had indoctrinated into that kid that like a word is like evil. Anyways, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but he's also been kind of like called out for some other stuff. It's just like anybody that gives their commentary long enough on the internet. Obsidian, yes, Obsidian is another one that's like very protective. William, hey William, how are you doing tonight? I remember William Barry. Hi Michael Brown, how are you? Hi Gray on top. That's cute. I like that name. How is everybody doing? Now we've got more regulars coming in. I'm not quite druid, but close. I also do white sage burns to keep negative energy away. Cool, right? I have grown white sage before. I don't have any growing right now, but I grew it and I made smudge sticks with it. That was really nice. Like I lean towards herbalism. So when it comes to plants, especially, I love using plants for cleansing, cleaning, essential oils. Shane, that's very sweet. Thank you. I love you too. Moss girl, hello. How are you? I'm doing good. How are you doing? Um, I don't know what you mean by that, Arapin, but you're welcome to stay. Don't be sorry. Sandalwood or Palo Santos. Yes, Brian C. Those are very great for incense. If that's what you're talking about, that's the only way I've used them. Moddings. Thank you, Shane. Love you too. Deborah said hi. Hi, Deborah. How are you? Where do you turn up, Mr. Carey? The Kiwi said. I have about love and clean rain said. I think one word isn't right in that sentence. I would love to know what exactly you're talking about, though, Rain. Now I got to tell you about Amish healers. Yoder. Are they like herbalists, basically, right? Like they have to be part-time herbalists at least. Hi, Michael Mailer. How are you doing tonight? We're pretty much talking about what is in the title, the subject of positive thinking. Not that we like are, I'm done with my notes talking about it. So we're chit-chatting here. Anybody coming in? First plan, it makes some sense between love and clean. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I feel like we have the same energy. We'll said Raven said, "Thank you so much, Raven." And I hope, you take what you like. And I'm kind of all over the place. I like to think I'm not negative, but like, I'm really all over the place. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. Do you have a channel? Anybody that does have a channel, please let me know in the description. Let everybody know. I like to give people a chance to get a few subs. It's fun to me to subscribe to small channels. While I'm working, I do have YouTube Premium because I listen to YouTube for 10 hours. But when I was off work, I really prefer smaller subscribers because even if listening to ads, they tend not to have all the sponsorships. Like there's some people that are such sponsorship whores. I can't stand listening to them. Like Kendall Ray, it's like every minutes, it's another 2 to 4 minute long ad. And like that's what I love about YouTube, avoiding that crap. And then you pay for YouTube Premium. You don't. I wish I could get people like her in a room and be like, it's too much. Like how much how much do you need? Oh, but I should because they actually do give a lot. Like they are very charitable. But anyways, they call them witches, but they're healers, medicine. But, like, they don't say witches in a derogatory term, right? Like, they say it in an endearing way, right, Yoder? It's not like they're, trying to shun them in their practices, right? Amish are cool, William Barry said. Yes. They're just like everybody else. There's good ones and bad ones, but, I mean, I think probably overall, there's probably some more good ones comparatively. Um, Sorry for saying so much. I'm really trying to practice the and the so and stop doing that. I shared your live on my channel. Oh, thank you, Mr. Carey. That's so sweet of you. To Kiwi, it's busy in here. Hope you are good. All is positive for you today, mate. Yeah, a lot of my lives have been quite busy lately, and it's a lot of fun. And I hope, I think some other people are having fun because I'm getting some subscribers. It's really nice, but I also want people to know I totally intend on doing edited content. It's just like the video I made, the way some of the shots were down in the corner, I did not do that. CapCut just does silly stuff. I don't know how to correct it when it just glitches out and does stuff. And it's extremely frustrating hours on a few minute long, several minute long video to have it glitch. But totally my problem. I need to find another app to use or something. The Kiwi says good vibes to you, brother. Mr. Carey, oh, hanging in there pretty much. Hope you are well, Kiwi. Okay, so you do have one. I'm going to write that down because just in case, Raven Hold T Studios. I'm assuming this is what your channel is, right? Or you would say it's not that one, right? Good morning, Darshan. It is 11:30 at night. It must be morning where you are. I'm doing well. How are you? Can you grow any crops in Kentucky? Baby bruh, it's one of the best places to farm. We have fertile land. Some of the land is too rocky. There is a lot of rocks here, but it's fertile. It's very fertile, and you can grow. There's so much grown here. Like mostly now, it's like soy, corn, tobacco. You can grow almost anything. Melons, anything that's not tropical. I bet you could grow some pineapples here, but they're not going to grow as well. Like you can grow almost anything. It's a very moderate climate. And I even met people that started a mushroom farm here. They moved from the West Coast to start a mushroom farm because it is very humid. So fruit trees, I'm going to do the best. Like you can grow fruit trees, you can grow peaches, but because of the humidity, certain things aren't going to do as good, but you can definitely grow almost anything. And the growing season is pretty decently long. Thank you, Dakiwi. I really appreciate it. Vibes to you too, Dakiwi. I love that name, and your little icon is so cute. Hi, Alfonso. How are you doing tonight? Darshan, all good, host. Thanks for asking. Good. I hope you have a great rest of your day. It's funny to like when I was little, I was fascinated with like the concept of digging through to the other side of the earth and like ending up in China, and how people, when we're going to sleep, are waking up somewhere. And like it's so neat to be on the internet talking to people who are like waking up as we're about to go to sleep. Raven said, "Is that one UK based? I have to make Halloween stuff." Um, what are we talking about, Raven? Okay, I've had a few bad years. I try to make props and do it yourself stuff. Oh, okay. You're talking about your channel. That is so cool. I love crafts, Raven. I'm trying to get into stained glass art myself because I'm always doing something. Like, I was into epoxy resin for a while, and I know this isn't like impressive, but it's just an example. Like, I love art. I love other people's art. I found some embroidery artists recently. It's just amazing. People are making like legit, realistic looking sculptures with embroidery thread. Like, it's just amazing. The kiwi blushing, she called me cute. Thank you, Myler, that's very sweet. I'm from Kentucky, like in my name. I'm from here, I live here. I've lived all over the US, but always come back to Kentucky. Mainly because 'cause I'm poor, but it's worth it. I would still, even if we were very wealthy, I honestly would wanna have a home here. And probably, like, buy 100 acres here, and stay here most of the time in solitude and isolation, and definitely have a beach home because the beach is special. Tito, wow, never seen a woman as beautiful as you on YouTube. Oh, Tito, that's too much. Thanks. Raven, that looks cool. Do you sell on Etsy? Oh, no, I'm not good enough to sell anything on Etsy. But I used to sell weighted blankets and no longer. It's been years and years. I was one of the first people to offer them, and yeah, I need to make some content about that one day. Weighted blanket, great therapy tool, and I'm glad to see that they are available in stores now. They didn't used to be available in stores, and when I went to get one for my son, this has been 17 years ago, they were $200, and he was underweight. This blanket was like 5 pounds, 4-pound weighted blanket for $200. I was like, "I can buy the pellets and the fabric and make my own," and it took off from there. I stay up late because fam in England and Africa wake up around now. A family I support likes to say hello to me in the mornings. Oh, Yoder, that's so sweet. I love that. How blessed are we to have the internet? Stevie Smith, Mountain Lake, Virginia. That's where you're at, Virginia? Virginia. Darshan says he was, or Darshan, I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with the name. I said he, I'm assuming I was in Arizona in 2022. That's neat. I wanted to visit Arizona. It wasn't that appealing to me until one of my bosses went on vacation to the Grand Canyon and all around Nevada and Arizona, but it was so beautiful, and I would like to spend some time in the desert. I'm from Hot Springs, Arkansas, Tim. Hey, Tim, how are you doing tonight? Are you feeling any better, Tim? Good thing Mennonites kicked me out so I can be online. Ha ha ha. You're funny. Yeah, I'm glad. Mr. Carey, welcome back, Tim. Raven, if anything Gothic style, I will buy it. I too love home style art. Okay, well, hope you stick around and I will keep you in mind because, like, I think it would be cool. Like, I have a goal to one day have like a CSA to sell crops, including like food as well as flowers. I'd like to sell herbs, like medicinal teas. Not not for anything medical. I shouldn't even say that word, but I would love to be able to sell some art too in the mix with all that, and kind of have the same theme that like all in Kentucky. And of course, not everybody's going to be able to buy food from me. That's like not a next door neighbor then, but you know what I mean, in the same town. Tim said, "I'm just tired." Yes, I know. I know how that goes. Well, I'm kinda glad to hear that you're tired and, not some of I just don't wanna make you feel bad. I'm hoping you don't feel as lonely and you feel better because nobody should walk around feeling lonely like that. Raven, if you make anything gothic I'm sorry. Do you have any short ideas for tomorrow? No, Pittsburgh guys. I'm sorry. I go to work tomorrow. I work 4 10s, meaning 4 10-hour shifts, so Yoder, I'm all on it as well. Shall we be friends? Yes. My favorite herb to grow is lemon verbena, Michael said. Ooh, I love lemon balm, so I hear ya. Gail said hi. Hi, Gail. How are you doing tonight? Mr. Carey said, new here, please like and subscribe and hang out. Just ask that your first time here, please be kind. If it's your first time, and respectful, no inappropriate comments being they are strongly frowned upon. Thank you, Mr. Carey. That's so nice. Well said. Um, Pittsburgh, there's like Pittsburgh seems like such a cool city. I would just sharing something that might be normal to you, like sharing it to somebody that's not from Pittsburgh is fascinating. Just like keep that in mind. It might be like a building. I've seen a lot of shorts really take off that are just like travel type content. Raven, that's mad. I'm a horticulturist. Sadly, it would spoil and mail from US to UK. Oh, you're all the way in the UK too. Yes, maybe not dried tea. I don't know how that would be for customs, but I know I shouldn't, like, give my ideas away, but it's like, what are the odds somebody one of the 17 people watching whatever. But, like, I have this idea, I'd like to make bouquets with things, like, you just basically let the bouquet dry, and it can be tea, or, at least most of it, like, you know what I mean? Like, edible arrangements only, like, medicinal tea style. I need to quit that word. Drake, hello, how are you doing today? Tim, I'm still lonely, but I'm really tired and didn't much sleep last night. Aw, yeah, well, I hope you get better soon. I don't know how old you are, but the older I get, gosh, I get miss one night of sleep. It takes me, I never catch up. There I go, being a Debbie Downer. Visible concern. Um, Crush County Bates, forehead not as big as your ego. I'm so confused. I have no idea what's going on there. Rest in peace, Dave Parker of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Oh, Pittsburgh is a fascinating place, but we got good football. Okay. Why do you have great? Because I'm a woman and I'm allowed to age. It's a, like the people really like show why there's such thing as a male loneliness. Like, and I feel like such a bitch for saying that because I know there's men out there that don't deserve to be lonely. I'm not talking to you, Tim. I really don't mean Tim. I mean the people that get in here and say mean things, like really mean things. Once again, not all men, but it's always a man, right? It's always a man. And trust me, I know how psychologically like manipulative and conniving can be and how like brutal women can be. That's like part of why I'm like, gosh, like maybe, I can like try to cultivate a community of like-minded people that are kind of like sick of everybody's shit. Sorry to be so negative, but like the people that the same people that pop into somebody's life like this and like try to tear people down like me are the same people that turn around and say like the most misogynistic crap. Like earlier, I saw the shorts where this woman was talking about having to remove her own IUD. You guys don't know what that is? Gosh, I don't know how big this thing is. It's like a little less big than this. It's like shaped like a T. If you don't know what an IUD is, it screws the wall of your uterus. And this woman said because her doctor was going to charge her $350 to send it to a lab she did not want to pay that. She's like, I'm just going to rip it out myself. And she did that. She yanked it out herself. So in the comment section of this, somebody says, this is just typical. You have to complain 4 million times before a doctor listens to you. And then the one goes on to give advice. Like if you are in this situation, don't yank hard, pull slowly. She's like trying to give good advice, right? And then this man replies back to, it's you being so hysterical. It's all you acting hysterical, just like my mom. She thinks everybody's out to get her. She sees misogyny, and even in places it's not. And I commented back to him, and I was like, you're the hysterical one, basically, because he was. I was like, okay, so clearly you're not talking about the woman in the video because she's like all smiles even after ripping this IUD out of her uterine wall. She was not hysterical. It made me hysterical at the thought of that. And the woman in the comment, she was not hysterical. But here the man comes in being all emotional and hysterical himself, complaining about his mom randomly in a comment section. Like, who asked you? They're the emotional ones, you see? And it's those jackasses that are like lobsters in a bucket for the guys that like are a part of the male loneliness epidemic to no fault of their own. It's really sad. It's like um one time Papo Filippo, I'm just trying to share positive vibes around people. That's good, Papo. I really try to be positive too. Sandra, I'm not talking about what's in the title, positive thinking. I mean, maybe here and there, but we're just chit-chatting right now, Sandra. The first 20 minutes or so was about what the title is. And Mr. Carey said, I just subbed Pittsburgh. That's nice, Mr. Carey. So I totally know what I'm bringing on. I talk about like misogyny and like, incels basically, like, because it's scary. Like when women don't like men, what happens? When men don't like women, like they come after us, They like you can't be in a public place as a woman without a man coming after you. I've been groped so many times, and then it's always like, what were you wearing? I was groped at a Medicaid building wearing a sweater and leggings, and the sweater was like a long sweater, and this guy groped my crotch. Like I went straight to the guard and said, that guy just grabbed me. The guard tried to send me down a hallway. He's like, go find somebody else. And like, I couldn't in person and I was late for my appointment. So I went to my appointment and I tried to tell that guy what was going on. Like, I really want you to notify the security guards. I couldn't find the other guard I was supposed to talk to about this incident. And that beefed me. This is like, the first security guard did seem to take me quite seriously. He really genuinely did, but he was like patrolling the lobby. This was in Louisville. So, 14 years old, a guy tried to push me into a gas station bathroom, and people are like, "What are you doing? What were you wearing?" I was 14 years old, and it was a grown man. I was in Hialeah, Florida, if you're not aware. That's like Miami, Florida. So, women, we have to put up with like constant harassment, constant. From like the age of 11, it's sick. It's sick how early it starts. Happen to boys. Boys are quieter about it. I understand it does happen to boys too, and, it's really unfortunate, and it's part of what is, going on right now. The loneliness that a lot of people are experiencing stems from trauma, and it's like we traumatize each other, and then, a lot of men, they'll make fun of men who are trying to heal or express themselves. It's, like, never ending. Slow down, let them be a lobster, AKA Phoebe from Friends, Smelly Cat. Oh, Yoder, I love Phoebe. Oh my gosh, she is such a hoot. Sandra Horn. Oh, well, I've just arrived here. Well, if you stick around, I hope you have some fun. Tim said he's 35 years old. You're in the prime of your life. You have so much wisdom already, I bet, but at the same time, you have the rest of your life ahead of you. We're still quite young, I'm 38, so we're still quite young in the big scheme of things, Tim. We can really do whatever we want. Good morning, everyone, Sandra Horn says. Oh, Sandra must be somewhere where it's morning, 83 at night. Mark, constant harassment, constant. Going into places as a young, pretty woman. It doesn't happen to me anymore. With my wrinkly forehead and my gray hairs and my wonky eyes, bright white out teeth. It doesn't really happen as much anymore. But yes, when I was younger, I literally couldn't go anywhere in public without some man harassing me. And I think overall, like, it's been better because of the internet. We have these apps to swipe. Like, in general, men don't do the catcalling stuff like as much to young women anymore. But I know it's genuinely like me aging, and I like it because it's really annoying whenever that happens, especially when you are like, it's a bad mix when you have low self esteem, nobody giving you true guidance and really propping you up that should be like your parents, adult mentors that should be giving you, instilling that into you. And then you have like the perverted man, when you turn 18, come back when you turn 18. Can't tell you how much I heard that. Come back when you turn 18. What the F does that mean? And like, this is why we choose the bear. And the bear, like, a lot of people don't bring up, like, if I see a guy in the woods, I'm automatically thinking, is he armed? Does he have a gun? So that's my first thought. Nobody seems to bring that up when they talk about the woman choosing the man or the bear. I'm like, yeah, a man in the woods would creep me out more because he could hold the gun up and I would know, like, I've got to do what he wants me to do, even from a distance. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that's something a lot of people don't bring up. Yoder, back in the day, lots of men were boinking men happened but not talked about, and they still acted like men. Yeah, yeah, I think there's still a lot of like down low men, and that is part of the problem. And you should be able to be whoever you want to be in the year 2025. The glorious content, the glorious content. Okay, you think all of this is cope. I'm just like sharing my experience. You can go watch whatever content makes you feel better, strokes your ego. Some guy talking about how literally every women's fault and women don't take accountability, even though they are single parents most often. Like women always take half of men's money, even though they don't. And like literally everything that in the red pill community can be disproven with data and facts. Thanks, William. I'm not self-conscious about my looks anymore. That's what I'm saying. It's like this twisted combination of like not being secure with yourself, not being a fully grown adult, not being whole yet, and having the affirmations coming from creepy, oversexed places. It's not healthy. It's not good. That's one reason we have so many young women turning to OF, and a lot of young women have mothers who are highly narcissistic. I know it gets thrown how much it does, but like especially with the boomers, I'm sorry, they are highly narcissistic. They have more narcissistic traits, in my opinion. And a lot of these moms see their daughters as competition. And yeah, the diddler was just really creepy comments. No, I appreciate it. I trust you, Carrie. If you delete comments, like I don't feel the need to explain yourself ever. You think you're aging, no offense. I'm in my 40s. I'm aging slowly, but I'm keeping my health upgrade, working out every day. Yeah, I know I'm aging, but like aging is a blessing, and every year is a huge blessing. Hey, Jory, how are you doing today? I was watching some of your food reviews and it was making me hungry. Yoder, we learned so much to be 40. We are in our prime now. Yes, smart and confident. Yes. And That's another thing that is so creepy when you look back and think about all the, like, grown adult men, like, so, like, around my age now. That's what is so creepy, and why I take people so seriously that upon young minors, because once you are in your 30s, like, I mean, and you're in your 20s even, but, like, especially once you're in your 30s, you should be protective over them. You should want protect them from bad situations, from creepy people who, like, they deserve to have their own experiences with their peers. That's how I feel about it. Very blessed friend. How about you? Jory said, I'm doing well today. Thanks. Yes, definitely in my prime. Thank you. Yes, Popo. Popo, Popo, Popo. Sandra, we call police Popo. That's why I said that like that. I don't know if you knew that. Popo is a nickname for police. Sandra Rosemary Wells, The Man in the Woods, 1984. Is that a book or a movie? What is that, Sandra? Oh, that's the author. Okay. I guess you're recommending that. I love book recommendations. Like, I really need to start getting a good book collection. I think anything in print is valuable because you never know if the grid's gonna go down. If I could afford to really prep, I would be a big prepper, you guys. If you and probably could already take that away, spent any amount of time around here. You look amazing and healthy. Mom said I said an appropriate comment. Mr. Carey. Raven, I keep going thanks to Mother Earth and Father Time. Yes, everything we need is provided, right, Raven? Tim, I can't protect myself from anyone. I don't know exactly what you mean by that, Tim, but like as much as you can't change other people and their actions, like you do have the ability to change how you react to it, and that is powerful in and of its. And I'm not saying that like you're never going to be sad. I don't mean it like that. Lil J, I don't know what you're talking about, Lil J. Who has a trauma kit ready? Are you talking about like a emergency situation? Sandra, okay. Jory, it's a girl on this app, Big O. She's dating a 58-year-old. She's 18. He has a baby, and they're married. He groomed her. He's very proud, and she loves him because he got money. Yeah, that's sad. I mean, like, never say never. I know there's probably some app relationships out there that are decent, but 58 and 18, like, that, I don't see how that could ever be healthy? What if she's a therapist and deals with psych pay 4/7? Oddball, I mean, yeah, I think dragons are neat in that there's dragon lore in several different ancient cultures, and I do think that's interesting. I don't have, but I'm not like interested to the point where I have those little statues where they've got like the crystal balls in their mouth or anything. I have no trauma kit, Mr. Carey said. Martello is a big aficionado, everyone. Well, I definitely like to be prepared. You're using that kind of prepper comment. I definitely have, tons of band-aids and gauze. I have a few like compression things for like to stop bad bleeding. I guess I do have a trauma kit. And I have like a snake bite thing that's in the red, like the snake bite, the venom extractor isn't ideal. You shouldn't use those. Popo says, enjoy, y'all be safe out there. You too. I have a spill kit, Kiwi says. Oh, yeah, like the powder you put on spills, like at work. Michael, do you believe in free will outside of superficial decisions? Um, kind of a hard, I don't know what outside of superficial, what would you consider a non-superficial decision? You know what I mean? I think I would say yes. Kiwi, awesome, good to have, Mr. Carey said. Spill kit is cool too, Martello. Yoder, the prep comment made me laugh. When I said to Titus, I can dehydrate food for people like me, they jumped on it, accepting gifts. Of course. Of course. Not to help anybody but themselves, though, right? Allegedly. Mr. Carey, we just have the first aid kit. Guy that comments, a 6-pack of beer is essential to every trauma kit. Jory, some of these parents be loaded kids date grown men. It's a shame. It really is. I don't understand how you can just like hand your kid off to a predator, basically. Did you guys hear that weird of how I think it was in France, there was a 9-year-old girl in this wedding ceremony at Disney World? Do you know what I'm talking about? These people paid $120,000 and they said it's a mock wedding, it's just a skit. But the girl was very upset, and it was like this older man, 20 something or 30 something year old man marrying a 9-year-old girl. Like, the stuff going on in this world. Do you believe that Jesus was resurrected? Jonathan, I believe it's possible. On and if somebody asks me what my favorite Bible verse is, I don't one yet. I'm trying to come up with a good one. I mean it. Snake bite, it's larger and cider mix. Yeah, I'm not, like, completely turned off to the idea, and I know it might sound, bad to some people, like I'm sitting around waiting for Jesus to prove himself to me, but that's how I feel sometimes, you know, and I know that's totally naive, and a lot of people are like don't mean it in the way that a lot of people mean, like, I haven't seen a proof of a God, there's all this suffering, it's just like, I I just don't feel it in my heart, honestly. Be a mod, if not, that's okay. Addie, have you been in here before, Addie? I'm sorry, if I recognized you more, like, I wanna say I do think you've been in here once before, right? What's the best way to compliment a girl, locker? Um, like I said, like, it's nice when men are considerate enough to recognize what your interests are, the things that you like, and you notice, like, what her talents are and compliment her on that. Of course, we all wanna hear we're pretty. We all wanna hear that you think we are the prettiest girl in the room, but if you can make her feel looked up to and admired for something that has to do with her talents and mental fortitude, that would be great. On top of telling her she's pretty, of course. Gnostic, knowing, knowledge, wisdom, El Shaddai said, God, generator, operator, destroyer. Jory's meet my friend Akiwi, and Akiwi, my friend Jory. um, Thanks, Mr. Carey. The world is a mess place. Yes, toxic. Sometimes I've had thoughts like, are we in hell? You know, like, is this, I'm not just saying that to be Debbie Downer, but like, there's so mad turbulent things happening and life is full of so much suffering and pain. Like, is this a, um, is this a dimension that is hell? Then we need to care. I look after my 67-year-old female friend and my dad who has dementia. That is so nice, Raven. Yes, we need more people like you who care for people for sure. I have a special needs 8-year-old Raven. I have 3 sons, but yeah, our youngest special needs, so caretakers have a special place in my heart. Kiwi whiskey and bandages is the first aid kit. Are you from Kentucky to Kiwi? That sounds like something a Kentuckian would say. I got bit by a rattlesnake, but it didn't penetrate the shoe. The dude didn't rattle at all, and I walked right next to it clueless. Oh, that is so scary, William. How scary. Yoder, Mr. Carey, you can get some. Come get some. And Addie is still around. Don't know if it's safe. If she can be a mod, if she's good. I think you need backup. Who is Addie, though? I'm sorry. Can somebody? Yes, I've been in here once before. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Um, I don't know any verb, just paraphrase, no weapon shall prosper. Lucky as strict rules being a mod, no drinking sodas or eating potato chips. Joking, yes, that is a joke. Rhea, I really want to see the world improve. Yes, Rhea, I do too. And hopefully we can all be a part of that in our lifetimes, right? Tim says, I'm always sad. Well, Tim, did you think about what I said about what was the last thing to make you happy? You know, what has made you happy in your life? I don't care if it was like flying a toy plane, like you go buy a toy plane and do that. Like there's anybody that's walking around feeling sad needs to really treat themselves, reparent themselves treat them and try to reparent themselves, in my opinion. Raven, I'm a pagan. I don't see proof in God, but Mother Earth always provides and Father takes us all one day. Yes, Raven. I agree with that. And I talk a lot about Christianity. I don't identify as religious or a Christian, but I definitely like believe in a higher power for sure. And a lot of my faith in God comes from, or the higher power, whatever God is, comes from the garden and Mother Nature, and especially psychometry and nature, Raven. I just think it's proof we're all a part of a grand design, right? No sleeping in the chat, Mr. Carey said. Martello tourniquet. That's what I have. I have a few tourniquets. I don't have yours, but I do have like fishing line, like nylon in my sewing kit. I think you can use that in a plain needle in a pinch, right? Compliment a woman's choices, not just their appearance. Rhea said yes. That's a nice way to put choices. Martello pro level. Hopi prophecies, warrior of the rainbow. Yeah, you see my rainbow behind me, El Shaddai? Comments. We know you're kidding, Mr. Carey. I learned her interest so I can give her hits of dopamine and become addicted to me. Guy that comments, well, don't be like all like like I said, I don't like that dark femininity crap. You know, there's a lot of women that are like femininity coaches, they call themselves, and they preach to women about how to manipulate men, basically. And it's like no, I don't like that. And I know you're just being funny, but yeah, it's when somebody uses your interests, like, to get you to like them acting fake, that's just a false foundation, you know? This is heaven, just run devil to Kiwi. Yeah, that's yeah, I need to remember that. That's pretty good. I saw this video earlier. She just said the neatest thing. I love it. And she was talking about women in particular, but it applies to men too. She said, "You can have anything, you just can't have everything." And I've been thinking about that all day. Jory, if I seen any of them punks to be on hands down, I don't play about sick shit, or even man putting their hands on woman, then you got men. Yeah, you see what happened. This woman beat the crap. No, a viral story about a woman hitting a man. I don't recall that recently. I know it's so awful. That's what I'm saying. Like women are becoming more masculine, and like it it's a bad thing. It's like to no complete fault own. And I'm not saying it's all men's fault either. I'm just saying, like, Addie, I'm sorry. Can we just chat a little bit longer? I had another account that I was subscribed to her on, but I forgot the password, and that's why I created this account. So, Addie, oh yeah, you've commented in my comment sections. When am I confused? Have you visited the farm, Titus's farm, Addie, or am I mistaking you for somebody else? I mean, when I make somebody a mod, all they can do is like delete comments. I don't mean to be being picky, but everything goes in yes, Rhea, I agree with that. And I bring this up a lot. I'm gonna like be bringing up the same stuff every live, but in the Sumerian tablets, it says this world goes in cycles. And when I learned that in the year 2015, that's like a moment where like I just felt it in my heart and soul, like as I hope to feel one day about Jesus, if it's true, if it's meant for me, that like yes, this is the truth. That this earth goes in cycles, and it like literally and renews itself, and that's clearly we're at the end of a cycle, right? We're like really at the end of a cycle, and it um goes into saying it starts off as female minded, then a balance of female and male ideal, because we're here to work together. We complement each other and we need each other, and neither of us better than the other one when we're working together, right? And then at the end of the cycle, it's like male dominant minded, and that's what's going on right now. And this is why we have these greedy rich men ruling the world, like just can't like put enough extra digits in their bank accounts, hoarding wells while people like still pass away from not having nutrients. I enjoy reading and painting. I don't do well with most people, but I dream of friendship and romance. I keep to myself though, Rhea. Oh, Rhea, a really sweet person. I hope you find, yeah, and when you do find guys, if I could give any advice to anybody, like treat your friends like literal gold, like they're worth their body weight in gold, because they are. Like hang on to your friends and check them often. They are the most valuable asset you'll ever have. And I had a group of girlfriends, and one of them passed away at the age of 34. So I pretty much resigned myself to that. Like, I might never have that again, that like group of girlfriends, and where you call each other to drink coffee in the morning and go out together on the weekends and stuff. But I was blessed to have that at all, right? Like, I was very blessed to know her. And I actually made a new friend at work. It makes me really excited, and he likes to garden. And I say he, but he is a gay man. Not that it matters, but I wouldn't be like talking on the phone if, you know what I mean. He even came over to my house this weekend. That rattlesnake not penetrating my shoe was an act of God. Yes, William, I agree. Especially not rattling. Don't they like almost always give a warning of rattling, right? Like they warn with that. Isaiah said, I filmed UFOs, had Pleiadian experiences, blue avian experiences, but only Jesus heals my heart. That's really neat, Isaiah. One of my parents to have seen a lot of UFOs in the beach in California. Addie, Mr. Carey, I had another Addie account that I was subscribed to. I forgot the password, and that's why I created this. I already read that, didn't I? Tim said was to get married, but I know that's not going to happen. Well, Tim, 35, you're still young as a man. Like I keep saying, I can't stress it enough. Your thoughts affect you on a cellular level. If you feel like you're not going to get married, then you won't. You really need it's like it was a poster in a classroom. It really was. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. That is the key to life. Like, don't let life pass you by before you really take advantage of that. Like, I don't believe in soulmates. Like, there's one person out there for everybody, but I do believe that there is somebody out there for everybody. Like, don't put the pressure on yourself finding the one. But if you're yourself and you put yourself out there and you're honest, how many women would love to have like a faithful, loyal man that really wants to commit to a marriage? Like, it's just hard. It's like, it's so sad to me. And it's like, there's so many couples that have their lives together, and like, it's fine to choose not to have kids. I think being child free is a great thing if that's your choice. But it's just like, it's always the couples that you're like, oh gosh, I don't want to insult you. It's always the couples where you're like,
Man, you guys would be the best parents, like, don't give up on marriage if that's what you want. And I know that marriage is a family in and of itself, like, 2 people that come together and get married, that is a family. So, "You look familiar, Addie," Mr. Carey said. "What makes you happy? Hope for individuals." Yes, nature makes me happiest. But yeah, we are social beings, so like, though I am quite introverted, I am happier being around people, and that's why having a 9 to 5 is beneficial for me. And so many women, that your identity is taken. You have no identity when you're a stay-at-home mom. And I know some people are happy their whole lives at home, but like it really is isolating and difficult. Know any at-home parents, like, definitely reach out to them. Like, they work hard too, and okay, Addie, so you didn't visit Titus? You were in here before. Okay. Okay, can I ask you one more thing, Addie? Why are you retracting messages? What are the messages saying? I'm sorry. I just a little suspicious, honestly. Um, a new Titus Morris video popped up about mowing. Is he using his horses to mow, Mr. Carey? Sadly, most women want, are you talking about just like evil things like a lot of women. That's why I feel like people are, like, stuck back in I'm in a good way here in Kentucky. There's just, like, some more people with some more family values, but I understand. There's a lot of people that just have given up, and, uh, a lot of Jezebels out there. There's a lot of the Jezebel spirit. I don't think men are perfect, but I just think what's happening now is, like, this male-dominated cycle. It's a reaction of so much that has happened to women. They aren't responsible for their own actions, but, like, if you're gonna why it's happening? Why is this happening? It's all them because of the asexual revolution and because of the birth control pill, but then nobody acknowledges, I shouldn't say nobody. The people that say that don't acknowledge the male's role, and I am grateful for birth control personally, but, I do understand when they had the clinical trials for theirs. They had, like, acne and headaches, it's, like, weight gain, like, that's all the same things us women go through, and it kind of, proves how tough we are. Um, Jesus walked on water. It's a lovely reminder. Sandra, that's nice. Mr. Carey said I missed the messages. El Shaddai, the sea is life and the life is sea. The world is full of waves of possibilities. A jasmine stone was thrown beneath my feet with healing properties. That's a nice little poem. El Shaddai, thank you for sharing. And I think often about the beach and sand, like whenever I'm feeling like em- embarrassment, I really don't feel embarrassment that much. That's probably not a good thing. But like, this too shall pass. We're literally all grains of sand on a beach to humankind in the history of time. And that's how I look at it in a humbling way. You can't take things too seriously if you believe you're a grain of sand. A lot of people are addicted to adrenaline rush and dramatic excitement. Yes, Rhea. A lot of people's like serotonin levels and everything is just messed up. Mowing with horses, the title shows when it comes to the Titus video. Thank you, Mr. Carey. Well, El Shaddai, I know it's not, like, literally true, and it sounds kind of, negative in a way, but, like, I mean it in a positive way. It doesn't make me feel negative about myself. I think in that, like, we're all connected. There's, like, one big way our souls are connected, and it's not for us to understand on this earth, but I really do feel like we are connected as humankind and, our souls. Addie, I deleted the messages because it was resending what already sent. Okay, I am being such a dork. I just lost you. Nobody can do anything but delete messages, right, Mr. Carey? Like you're kind of mod, you can just delete and put people on timeout, right? Like, because Addie, I had to make you a mod, but like if you were trolling for some stupid reason, I don't know, you would just be able to delete comments. This is wholesome and it's 5 a.m. in the UK. And that's nice. Hi, Jarek. How are you doing? Jarek is a neat name. Yoder, here's Bunny, LOL. Titus says he walks barefoot to ground. In a film that's so godly, hey, sarcastic as he do what he preaches. Yes, yes. And I've had very similar thoughts too, Yoder. And you know me, I'm very open-minded, but it's so crazy. He walks around with a pentagram on a bow and says things like that. That's like, they said something else. This is so new age. What? Oh yeah, they were talking about chakras. They were talking about chakras. They're like, there's these certain channels of energy in the body, and I'm like, chakras. Chakras. Like, why are you trying to act like you're coming up with this all on your own, Titus? In my opinion. William, the young people addicted to adrenaline are actually living healthy lives. I get what you mean, William. Like, we are meant to go out there and explore and, like, be young and dumb, right? Like, we are meant to do that, and some people are holding themselves back. But I also get, like, it's healthy adrenaline rushes, I think, is what you're talking about. And a lot of adrenaline rushes aren't productive or healthy nowadays. Only death. I've been married for 15 years. Mr. Carey, yes, a regular mod can delete messages in here, and timeout managing mode can do more. Put your chat in slow mode or subscribers mode. Okay, Addie, like you had to ask a few times and I'm being a dork. Where are you, Addie? Can you comment? Raya, like the rain, we are all water, but each drop is different under a microscope. Oh, I love that. Yes. Like snowflakes. Clinton Smith, you lost. I don't, you asking me or, um, I'm sitting right here in my house. Mr. Carey, loyalty is not even a factor. Also, a regular mod can go past videos and still hide or delete comments also. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So I really am trusting you guys not to delete my comments. Um, okay. There you go. Cassie, hi, how are you doing? Raven said just eat whole food, not the processed stuff. Your body will look after yourself. Yeah, whole food diets really is key. People want to like make it about paleo or vegan or whatever, like whole food is where it's at. And I want to make some videos and once my garden gets going ever, oh my gosh. None of my winter squash have sprouted. I'm so disappointed, but I'm gonna give it a few more days. Uh, Picking something straight from the garden and like consuming it right away, or like if summer squash, and then you cook it and eat it like within an hour of picking it. There's something really special about that, and I think that that is one thing that's lacking from a lot of people's lives. Addie, I honestly, Addie, I've never really set any rules. Just like inappropriate behavior, block them, get rid of them. I don't care how you do it. I'm pretty open when it comes to like if people are off topic, that's okay with me. Nothing, nothing trollish. Hi, Oscar. How are you? Yes, I do remember you, Oscar. El Shaddai, so pork. Yes, and I think it's interesting how a lot of different cultures have some of the same standards, like no pork, and I myself avoid pork. I'm not saying I never eat it, but I do avoid it overall. Mr. Carey, I love to snack on the rainbow diet, Rhea said. Yes, that's fun. Like eating a variety of colors, that is a good goal to have. That is a good way to get a variety of because like here in America, we eat beige everything. It's like beige and white, everything. Cassie, I do have a big garden and chickens. Like I know Homestead is in my channel's name, but mostly I make commentary on all sorts of topics, social things, things pertaining to gardening and food, people on the internet. I'm kind of all over the place, and I understand that can be annoying, but it can also be fun. I think we're a fun community here. Oh, Addie, thank you for offering, and I'm sorry for being stubborn about a minute. Mayo or mustard? That's a really hard question, Veracruz. Oh my gosh. I used to eat mayo out of the jar. When I was watching that lady in Russia, this is a huge thing in Russia. They have like dozens and dozens of kinds. You get it in these big bags. Did you guys know that? It's a base of a lot of their recipes and soups and stuff, sauces. I didn't know that. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I part Russian? Because I love mayonnaise. And my husband remembered when he met me and I would like eat it. I wouldn't double dip, I would like eat tablespoons of it out of the jar. But I love mustard. I mean, I don't think I can pick Barricas. Vibes are William Berry. Oh, Jesus Girl is in here. How are you doing? Radish is really good for you. Yes, and I like to eat radish greens. That's another thing that people aren't tuned into. They are kind of pokey, but you saute them and they don't poke you, like as your stinging nettle. Timeout comments like you're beautiful or anything mildly inappropriate. Trollish, like troll stuff. That's good, Mr. Carey, 'cause then sometimes, like, I'm like, "Oh, thanks," but then, like, those people, they're not here to be a part of our community. I have food allergies, but I'm hooked on pasta even though I'm allergic to grains, gourds, and roots. Oh, that's unfortunate. Gourds? Oh, no. I'm sure you probably tried, like gosh, does that mean like, zucchini? Like, there's, like is that technically a gourd? Oh my gosh, spaghetti squash. There's, like, alternative like, making pasta. But, yeah, I got, told I'm probably allergic to dairy and grains, and I can't afford to, like, avoid those. I do raw dairy only now. I eat tons of meat and am an animal person, William Barry said. Yeah, we do eat a lot of meat, protein. If you modded before, you know what you're doing, Mr. Carey said. Redder the fruit and vegetable, the more it preserves your body. Oh, that's neat. El Shaddai, never heard that before. Radishes and peppers are good. I'll stick with Marmite. Is that from Australia, Yoder? Ubrea. I love broccoli and spinach and peppers, both sweet and hot. What do you mean, Raven dogs? WTF? You're funny, Carrie said. Mods can also control your refrigerator temperature. Kidding. What happened to people throwing hands? All this gun violence every day, Jory said. Yes, it is part of what made us out of Louisville. Hi, Tommy. How are you doing tonight? And it's so unfortunate. There's like, I know everybody's a GUN owner around me. You know what I mean? Like, it goes without saying, like, everybody here out in the country. And it's just really sad what goes on. One of my theories is there's more pollution and leaded pipes. Like in these big cities like Chicago, they raised whole city blocks. This was like 1800s with hydraulic jacks. They raised these buildings, which are only tall now. They can't probably just jack them up like they used to plumb under them. And that was like leaded pipes. So now, as you can imagine, it's just like the poor and destitute individuals, people that are impoverished, that are still in these lead-stricken places. We had our first home tower company came and tested it, and it wasn't like high, but we did have like lead in it. That was built in like 1980 something. And yeah, it did stop in 1980. So who knows how far into the 80s like materials were actually used, like when the whatever criteria began in 1980. But my point is, I think a lot of it has to do with environmental pollution affecting people. And it's not just pollution, like it can turn epigenetics, like switches off or on, like it could affect somebody on a genetic level, even. And like we'll never know that because, in my opinion, it's not so cut and dry. Like get a blood test and like you'll be able to see exactly what you're suffering from. There's all sorts of ailments, and I've suffered from heavy metal poisoning, lead poisoning, and it's like, yeah, I don't believe in anything 100%. Gosh, our garden has a lot of yellow squash. Love it. Oh, Mr. Carey, that's so nice. I'm hoping to get some summer squash soon. I planted yellow and green and this like bumpy kind. It's like off white. Also, if one mod makes a mistake to hide or time out wrong person, the mod has the ability to fix it while the live is still going. Okay, Mr. Carey, thank you for knowing that. I did not know that. They know what they're doing, Elshin. Okay, Jonathan, will you care enough to tell me that no one, so that in and of itself is caring. Like when people say I could care less, it's I couldn't care less, everybody. If you say you could care less, that means care less. That means you do care. If you really don't care at all, you say I couldn't care any less, meaning I couldn't care any less than I do right now because I care so little. So I just want to like give that little really funny when people hop on a comment section and like shame people for judging while they're like actively judging the people for judging and like just a big circle judging. So what do you think about witchcraft? This girl told me she put a spell on me because don't want to really, Jory. So I think Lovely T, she's one of our bigger YouTubers. I don't watch many YouTubers as big as Lovely T. I think she's the one that taught me that in order to succumb to a spell when it comes to voodoo. I'm not saying this girl is practicing voodoo on you. I really don't know, but like you have to believe in it yourself to be affected by it. And so that's how I kind of feel. Protect yourself and just imagine like gold light around you when you think about it. I don't know how much you visualize things, but I'm all about visualization. And don't buy into that. I wouldn't even believe it. I would say, like, if that's true, then she said words, you know, but there's no such thing as spell on you. It's not possible. It's not gonna happen. That's like something a troll would come in here and say, "I put a spell on you." Rhea, it's like with citrus. I can have lemon and lime, no problem, but orange and grapefruit tears me up. That's interesting, Rhea. Gosh. Raven, I have my pumpkins getting big. I'm the Halloween guy in my area. I carve them or give them to the local store for the kids. That's so neat, Raven. Do you grow all orange ones? Because right now I'm trying to start white ones, you know, the little decorative ones, and then like big one that can get to 100 pounds or more. And I'm growing sugar pie, which, you know, for pumpkin pie, and Cinderella. Um, I've never met her. This was through a live, Jory. Oh, well, that's better because I had a legit witch. It was a mutual friend. This woman came over to our house and was like in my bathroom forever. And I just know she was like through my hairbrushes and stuff like that. Like anybody that you know practices that crap, like keep them from your toenail clippings and crap. I mean it. Like, uh, my parents knew this guy that considered himself a warlock, and he put his hand on my mom's stomach. She was pregnant with my sister and said she was going to be tiny but powerful. And it became true. My sister is very, very short. And she was pretty powerful. I don't want to like give details about her life, but like if you knew it, it's like that guy did sense something. But yeah, my parents said like he took some toenail clippings and told them he put a spell on them or something weird like that. Like I don't like that stuff. Anybody that even thinks they have the ability to one over on me spiritually, I don't even like want to be in their presence. Yeah, I might block that girl, Jory. I know I got God with me. I ain't worried about no spell. Good. Well, with that attitude, yeah, I think that somebody that would say that through a live chat is probably joking more than anything. Raven said, keep in mind I'm from the UK. Right, Raven. I I know this sounds really silly, but I wasn't quite aware you guys all do like the jack-o'-lantern thing over there too. I guess it makes sense. One of my favorite work friends from Wales, Raven. Hi, David. How are you doing? Rhea said, I love pumpkin and sweet potato, but they don't like me. Rhea, have you ever heard of the elimination diet and how like people who have a lot of food allergies or sensitivities like you can benefit from trying to like cut everything out and heal your gut? Okay, now I'm going to look for this one book real quick. It might not be in here, but I have a book about this. Okay. It says psychology in the name because it's supposed to help with like anything and everything. But this, I learned about this from being an autism mom. The GAPS diet, heard of this? Extremely strict. We even went to a homeopathist that was trained like by the woman that wrote this book in the GAPS diet in Louisville. So, oh, Addie is going to bed. Good night, Addie. Thank you for coming and modding. Jory, good. I'm glad you blocked her. Hi, you're in here with all sorts of little riddle type things, aren't you? Emily, how are you doing? Hi, Vinicus. Vinicius, how are you? Balance it well. Yep. Hello, brother. I'm from Brazil. Is Vinicius? Vinicus? I know I'm butchering. I'm sorry about that. I'll call you V. V from Brazil. How are you doing? Yeah, I had to reread that toupee comment, Mr. Carey said. She's telling me it's not hard to get a name. Jory, that is wild. Like through electronics? Um, that's nice, V from Brazil. William says, hey, Brazil. Rhea, I did have to do that. I had to fast and add foods one at a time to eat safely. Jeez Louise, Rhea, so you've been through it. I've never done this super successfully. And honestly, when I tried it with my two older sons, I didn't like that doctor, and she was a legit MD slash naturopath. I saw me a path, and I it was a naturopath. But I called her and I was like, my kids are like not doing well. They were so they looked so bad. They were like weak. Like I said, we did this diet under a doctor's guidance. That was the whole point. I knew that it can cause die off and all this. And she's like, put an avocado in their soup. I'm like, no, they need sugar. Like these kids, like I can tell, like I gave them each half a banana and watched them come back to life. And I'm not going to do anything to my autistic kids, like life isn't hard enough for them. That's like going to make their lives harder in order to get better. And I understand that concept. Sometimes things have to get worse before they get better. But no, not when it comes to like little kids that are struggling with being a part of the world. I'm going to make them feel sick, you know? So we backed off and kind of did it in like a really low key way. I should make content about them. Okay, let me see what I'm missing. Halloween is not big in the UK. It's not big? I'm an ABA therapist. I don't know if chat knows what's up. Hi, Nate. That's neat that you're an ABA therapist. Thank you for working with people doing that. That's a very good job. I'm from planet Earth, so who cares, Brandon? That's funny. My son used to go to ABA in Somerset years ago. Yoda said, Mr. Carey, Yoder, it kicks in when you think it's real. They're basically doing a spell themselves, I think. And so, right, right. Jory, it is crazy. Good evening, John Henry. How are you doing? Raven said, to make it big. I'm an 80s goth. The local kids love it. Loads of candy. That's so cool, Raven. How much fun? Well, people like you really add so much to communities. Rhea, the saddest ones for me was the grains. Wheat, rice, corn. I didn't even know corn was a grain till I swallowed up from it. Right, corn was a grain as an adult too. Well, gosh, I wish something I had digestive enzymes. You know, they're like probiotics that work in your stomach. It's just feel for you. It must be really tough. And I think that is so cool, Raven. Really, that is so neat. The older I get, the more I appreciate Halloween. Although, of course, I appreciated it as a child. Like it becomes special in a certain way as an adult, you know, probably because we lose our creativity and imagination the older we get, and we're like shamed for having fun in that way. Yoda, it kicks in when you think it's real. They're basically doing a spell themselves. I'm sorry, I just read that. From a friend, Diamond in the Sticks, the bell bearing hunter. Oh, thanks for telling me Diamond sent you. She's so sweet. Do you have a channel, the bell bearing hunter channel? Because I encourage people to let us know when they have channels so we can sub to them. Hi, Butch. How are you doing? Apparently, you don't. Apparently, no. So just stop, please. Well, Brandon, I'm sorry if you're talking to me. I don't know what's going on, but you know, we're all just trying to unwind and have fun. Still eat them, but now I just take Benadryl. I have schedule time to just be swollen and have hives. You poor thing. Well, be careful with that, Ray. I hate to say this, but you know, like things can progress. You need to be careful if you're getting to the point where you're getting hives and swelling and you don't want to get anaphylactic. I hope that happens to you, but you know, I'm sure you know, like allergies can progress. Hi, Jeffrey. How are you doing? Rhea said my allergies are not really digestive, but more swelling and hives. That sounds terrible. But even more so makes me feel like maybe you could heal from it. You know, that sounds like the I don't know if it's TH1, 2, or 3 part of your immune system, but like one of those of your immune system is like really skewed. Brandon, calm down, Raven said. Yoder checked out your Nettle video. Oh, Yoder made a Nettle video. I need to watch that. El Shaddai, I have you uploaded that recently, Yoder? I need to put my notifications on for you because if you upload it today, I didn't see it. El Shaddai said, I am the light, I am the way. That's cool. El Shaddai. You carry me and you cool, bro, Joey said. Yes, I love um that's one thing. Like I'm not a social butterfly, but I have helped a lot of people connect in friendships. I feel like I was put on this earth to like help people be friends. Like I'm very introverted, but there's been so many times where I've a little get together or whatever, a kid's birthday party, and two know each other previously, become friends with that, and I love that. Like it makes me so happy. It's like playing matchmaker, only like even in a better way because like, you know, friendship isn't like so obsolete. Or yeah, I'm gonna shush about that. Hi, Colin. Peace and blessings to everyone, Jeffrey Shelton said. Thank you, Jeffrey. That's very nice. William said, my immune system, stomach, and body are bullet. My brain, not so much. Mr. Carey, yeah, you're fortunate to have a bulletproof stomach. Mr. Carey, Raven, I felt only have socks on. I didn't know you said anything. Rhea, I know the doctor said if I can't breathe, call 911. And my kid got frustrated with the doctor because if I can't breathe, I'm probably going to pass out before I call. Right? Uh, like, there's probably an emergency app you use, right? Maybe you should make sure you have something on your phone like that. Rhea, so far it hasn't reached my lungs. Well, I'm going to keep knocking on wood because I really hope it never does. But I had to bring that up because, you know, you seem well versed, and I should have known you know that. Jory said, yeah, I love making friends. That's awesome. That's a great quality to have. Tribal, tribe, clan, family, friends. El Shaddai said right after that. I have love for everyone, Jory. Yes, Jory, same. And unless you give me a reason, like, you know, hurting kids, that So little story time. We have a lot of people at our work that are temps, and some of these people happen to be felons. You know, it happens sometimes. Life happens to the best of us, right? I don't hold anything against somebody until you're like something about kids, or it's just typical. A lot of these guys have backgrounds. One guy was a pervert. He kept saying perverted things and he got fired for it week. And it was just nice to see like all the other felons were like, stay away from him. He's saying creepy things about the women. There's only like literally 5 women on this whole shift in our line. And so I was like, I don't even want to hear what he about me. Like apparently he's like this guy in his 40s or 50s with a 18, 20-year-old girlfriend, fiance, or whatever at home. And he did like, he asked me how I got my hair so straight, and I did think that was kind of weird, you know, like a man just like come up to me and ask me something about my hairdo like that. Like I've had men compliment on my hair, but not like being like, "How'd you get your hair straight?" That was kind of weird. Anyways, I just wanted to share that story that's like, yeah, people don't people that mess with kids. People have a zero tolerance policy. Even other this is like a well-known thing. It was just kind of satisfying to see it take place at work. Like I really do. For all the times I talk about misogyny, I work with a bunch of men. I am one 3 women out of like almost 20 people on our line. And most of them are great. And even the ones that I don't like me, like, they end up in me because 'cause I'm so nice. I'm such a good worker. I'm the kind of worker anybody would, you know, benefit from working with. I really do thrive off of our the workforce. So, anyways, now this is where you get to the 2-hour mark and you start to ramble a lot. I'm related to William Wallace. Does that count? LOL. All I did with my children with autism symptoms was feeding fresh foods, no sugar, Yoder said. Yes, very big on the diet. Very big. Rhea, I'm opposite. My brain and spirit seem bulletproof, but my body is constantly trying me. Rhea, same. Same. I just had a hysterectomy at the end of April. Guy that comments, easy to make friends, keeping them hard part. Yes. Yes, that is true. And yeah, that's the thing. You have to keep checking up on them, you know? And like with technology, it's like easier now than ever. But I also empathize. Like, I know what it's like to text somebody, them not text you back. And that's like a habit. And then you feel like, well, if they're not going to text me back or if they didn't say anything back, I'm not going to say anything until they say something. And then it's like it turns into the snowball effect of like some people aren't that great at keeping in touch themselves. You almost have to nag them to do it. Um, Rest in peace to all the people who passed away on Lake Lanier. Jeffrey Shelton, I'm sorry if there's Texas floods. I should know that. Isn't Lake is Lake I thought that was in Georgia. But yeah, the Texas flooding is absolutely horrible. Didn't have to happen like that. Rhea said, "Yeah, I don't know how to keep ships." I'm fortunate. I have, you know, my sister in my life. We're only 14 months apart, and she is definitely my most consistent and best friend throughout my life. But and I'm really bad about, like, deleting my Facebook, like, I really, really regret Facebook a few times because, like, my friend who passed away, like, I didn't know I knew she had struggles, and we kept in touch over the phone, but I didn't know, like, for instance, she was in the hospital having this procedure done, and, like, I would have known that if I had my Facebook, if I wasn't, like, so stubborn and sensitive over things like, you know I mean, not necessarily it began to feel, like, voyeuristic, like, I was watching other people's kids grow up, not really knowing them and sharing real time with them, and, like, people were watching kids grow up that didn't really have anything to do with us, and I just figured, anybody I really wanna stay with, I will, without Facebook, you know, but honestly, that was kind of a mistake. Everyone needs a second chance. I used to be in a well-known bike gang. Now I naturally heal and guide people to us. Raven, that is so cool. Yes, I mean, it's people that have lived the most life that, you know, have the most wisdom and can help others. I've alluded to, I have quite a past myself. I'm kind of waiting until I get fully monetized to share it though, because I'm like, I'll make money if I'm going to share these things. Jory said, well, you're a sweetheart. If you're talking to me, Jory, thank you. What are you talking about? Guy that comments maybe has a girlfriend that's got curly hair. What are we talking about? Oh, goodness. Good soul, El Shaddai. Thank you, El Shaddai. I think you seem like a good soul too. Ray, the children are our future. If children are not safe, the future is not safe either. Ray, and innocence taken from children destroys their lives and affects all of us. It really is something I take extremely seriously. Hi, Renita. How are you doing? Oh, your name is Presley. Hi, Presley. How are you doing? So glad I found your channel, Raven. So I'm so glad you found it too. I love it. This, like, going live used to be so scary and now I look forward to getting on here, you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys that I know and meeting new people like Raven. And it's like, I really do hope, Tim, if you're still, like, there's all sorts of people that everybody's well as long as you're respectful, right? Like, I know I can be a strongly opinionated person, but I don't want anybody to ever think that I think everybody should think like me. But like, I definitely like cultivating here. Can't say that enough. As soon as people do stuff that bothers me, I completely shut that door. Rhea, yes. Well, it's healthy to have like strict boundaries like that, Like it's something a lot of women don't have strict enough boundaries, in my opinion. Yoder, each person needs a chance, but there's a reason of fool me once, fool me twice, etc. Yes, that's true. Um, Talia said, what procedure? Rhea, I don't have family, just my kid. My kid is my bestie. We joke that I wanted a friend, so I grew one. Aw. Well, I'm glad that you are a parent. Um, Kids are the best because, like, yes, I share this quote a lot in psychology. I forget what psychologist said it, but marriage is healing from childhood trauma. I think parenting can also be from childhood trauma. Not that you are parentifying your own kid and having them walk you through your trauma, that you can be the kind of parent that you didn't have, and that is extremely healing. That is so healing. Um, I can't stress it enough. Jory said his cousin took her life. Every year it gets hard. I'm so sorry to hear that, Jory. That's so tragic. It doesn't get much more tragic than that. I understand how you must feel about that, and I'm very sorry. I can just only hope and pray that. Be right back, Raven said. Okay, oh, I do believe there's more to life than this, and there's an afterlife. If that's a different dimension, I don't know. I don't think we're meant to know, but I really feel like with all my heart, like we don't make these connections and love people the way that we do, to say goodbye to them forever. Jory, I almost took mine this year, but I got help. It can get hard, but people never know what someone is going through until they're gone. Oh, Jory, I'm so glad you're still here, Jory. And I'm so sorry to hear that. So I've alluded to, depressive episodes I've had to, and I understand what it's like to, like, hope that like something ends soon. And I'm not saying that I've been in the exact same shoes, but I do want to know what it's like to be hopeless and to be like, I might as well go now. And that's one reason I am just positive naturally. I'm not trying to be positive. I naturally feel this and like I want to help others. Like, you can get out of the rock bottoms like that, And with me, it was health issues as well as having like a special child will make you doubt God a lot and doubt like our purpose here. And I think that like I keep saying, we're walking battery. So is everybody's going through more. Like we're all just going through more. Ever since the panini, like we're all going through more stress. People in general have been going through more. And it's really, really hard to get a hold on. Hey, Grey Wolf, how are you doing tonight? Raven said need to be a Obi-Wan need for that one. Yeah. Yes, Nightbot, I do have green. Both my parents had green eyes. My mom and my dad both. My dad had like dark, like forest green eyes, and my mom has like really, really light. They look like a pea soup. Like that doesn't sound as pretty as they are. They're prettier than pea soup. But anyways, they're like solid, no lines in them. Like I get, of course, I have like the darker ones like my dad. But anyways, life is already hard and slow, and I wake up blessed, but just life is so different. My family getting older, I'm just seeing so much stuff different. Yeah, Jory, I know what you mean. I lost all of my grandparents in a few years. Like I was blessed to have a lot of grandparents, but they all passed away in like a handful of years. And it's like nobody gets together in my family anymore. And that's one reason we made this move down here because we're like, well, if we hardly ever get together anymore, we might as well like go live where we want to live and quit staying in our family's vicinity. And yeah, I think that happens with a lot of families. The matriarch passes away and the whole family stopped. Yoder said, what I like the most is we had a problem and we fixed it like adults. Yes, that is true. Rhea said, I love emotions. I just prefer positivity, but I care about people's pains. Yeah, very important to be able to process your emotions. And I want everybody to feel safe and welcome saying whatever emotions they are. We can help each other process them here, right? Gray Wolf said, "Hello, Mr. Carey." He said, "It sucks, man. I try not to cry, but sometimes I cry like a baby." Oh, you need to let it out, Jory. You've got to do that. And I bet you feel better afterwards too, because like we all have to do that sometimes. And I know sometimes you might hold it in and out of necessity. Like, I don't want to cry on this live, like the dozens of kids, 100 plus people that passed away in Texas. But like, when you do have an appropriate time to let it out, like, and obviously you do, because you said you do, but it's part of life. And like, when I think things like that, I try to be like, well, we're blessed to even have eyes to cry. You're blessed to have eyes to see and eyes to cry and a hand that works good enough to get you the tissue, the toilet paper to blow your nose when you need it. Um, I know, like, the way I like guilt myself and shame myself probably isn't everybody's cup of tea, but it has genuinely helped. Like, I work 10 hours. I drive almost an hour both ways. Like, so almost 2 hours around. I really am genuinely happy. I'm happy when I leave for work. I'm happy at work. I'm happy when I come home from work because I know there's so many people around the world that would give anything. Like, my car is 13 years old. They would give anything to have my car. Even 13-year-old car over 200,000 miles. I still love that car. To be able to have a safe vehicle to get in, to drive to work, to know your family is at home cozy, and you are making enough money to pay all the bills. Like, that is the best feeling to me. But that is also because I've been with what it's like. Like, I've lived with my dad before where we literally didn't have a stick of furniture. Like, we were in a house for months with nothing, not even a mattress. Like, we were sleeping on the floor, you know, eating on the floor. But I don't know where, but a structure fire in town. Oh, here I go, missing a bunch of comments. Life has always been a struggle for most. Yes, YouTube, and that is true. It's just human to suffer, right? But people are ashamed, and like a lot of people are told they're trauma dumping, and it's like instead of saying you're trauma dumping to people, we should be like supporting them and be like, sorry, if you can't tell, I'm like kind of congested. Oh, sorry. And once again, we have the ability to connect more than ever, but like then we shame people for having like the strongest connections and really being vulnerable. Real me cry, we show emotion, Ravens. Real men cry. Yes, definitely. And that is part of why I talk about misogyny is because the way that men told like the worst thing to be as a woman, it's comical when they dress like a woman. It's like don't hit that ball like a girl, don't cry like a girl. Like it's an insult to be a woman. And a lot of that is the emotional quality. And then they grow up suppressing their emotions. And then we shame them when they're not emotionally available for us and their children, when like their whole lives they were told not to be emotional. Emotions equal sins. I think emotions equal heart and souls. Yes, that's what makes us emotionally intelligent beings that are souls and bodies, just bodies walking around. Travis said family is not a permit bond. You are loved. Yeah, Travis, that is, two of the grandparents I was talking about weren't even blood related to me. They're my half siblings, grandparents, and they taught me like I remember the day I realized that like, I wasn't blood related to them, though I knew it just like I didn't really think about it because they always treated me so well. And I was like 8 years old, and I remember feeling really, really stupid and dumb, being like, okay, I knew that they were the parents of my dad's dad, but for some reason it never really clicked with me that they're not my grandparents too. So yeah, I totally agree with that. In a different life, I would love to be a foster parent or something like that, but probably not in this lifetime. Legalize intellect. Intelligent, healthy emotional emotions are, I'm sorry, intelligent, healthy emotions, not uncontrolled ones. Yeah, legalize intellect. I talk about that a lot. Like being too emotionally reactive is a negative, and that's what a lot of women are when people like say bad things about women being too emotional, right? It's like being too reactive. Like we need to be able to like process them in a way and let go of them. I know, like women things go a lot less, right? Worm music, yes. Are you a spiritual guide or a fortune teller or something? No, worm music. That's funny. I know in my background. No, I'm not any of those things. I am just a lady in Kentucky that works at a factory and wants to start a permaculture farm. Yoder, I don't know where, but a structure. Okay, I already read that. I'm trying. What are you guys talking about? What I like the most is we had a problem. We fixed it like adults. Yeah, a lot of women called me and wimps for crying, all these bad names. Yeah, I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of, like, women getting the ick, and, like, it makes me so mad. They give us all a bad rep, women like that get the ick over a man being emotional or, like, a man being vulnerable in any way. It really it really pisses me off. Oh, thanks, Skinny Bones. The one who wrestles with God, El Shaddai. Oh, Tim, I guess that's why I'm not liked or loved. You say that because you're emotional, Tim? You need to find the right person. The right person will be able to appreciate that. I think women are like so used to men not being emotional that it can kick you aback, but anybody that literally gets like icked out by it or doesn't support a man or tells them that they're not a good person you want to be around anyways. Hello, man. Sending love from Pyongyang, North Korea. That's cool. Lost my mom in 2021. It took me 2 years to get over it. She was more like a sister. Oh, Raven, I'm so sorry to hear that. I know that must have been extremely difficult. I'm very, very sorry. I don't know how old you are, but I just want to say you seem young to have lost 4 years ago. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, Skinny Bones. Yeah, I don't know if you saw it, but it was just talking about both my parents have green eyes. And I think that's probably pretty rare, right? I cry when my nervous level goes high, legalize intellect. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. She is not a fortune teller because I haven't won the lottery yet, Mr. Carey said. Raya, I feel like sometimes crying is our body's way of washing our hearts clean. Definitely, yes, I do agree with that. For sure. Attitude of gratitude. Yes, William Barry. It is so important. Tread, they say life is 80% or doing what you don't want to do, 20% of what you want. We have all to build internally and externally. Yes, Travis. Yes, having goals in both arenas is the healthy way to be, right? Jory, I wish more people could support other as mental health is serious. People laugh about that. Yes, especially when it comes to men, right? Like especially men. Men do it to each other, women do it to men, like we were just talking about, and I'm sorry about that. People's feelings matter and men's feelings matter. Yes, most definitely, Jory. Mr. Carey, people who do YouTube who look different get made fun of also. Yeah, it just kills me. I'm subscribed to a lot of people that have like facial deformity, people who have survived like acid attacks and burns and things like that. Because I think those people have to be some of the bravest people ever to walk the planet and they should be supported. Put yourself on a platform when you're like an okay looking person is hard enough, let alone somebody with like a true like facial deformity. There's a woman on YouTube, her daughter's life. Her daughter's no longer here, but Sophia was her daughter's name. I feel bad, I don't remember her channel's name. But her daughter had severe facial deformities, and I've learned so much from that woman. Thanks, Carrie, for channel, Linda said. Oh, thanks for coming over here, Linda. And thank you again, Carrie, for sharing it. Raven, Mr. Carrie, some of us are made in a different mold. Yeah, Raven, I made a live last night about Rh negative blood types, and I'm not saying like all Rh negative people are special. I am Rh negative, and a lot of Rh negative people like claim to feel very different, kind of always from the outside looking in. Natalie said hello from Pennsylvania. I'm new here. Hey, Natalie, thanks for stopping by. I was done talking about the title. It was only in like the first 20 minutes, but we're just chit-chatting now. We like to talk about a bunch of different topics. Yeah, I get called slow, retarded, and still keep going. I graduate on these class. Sometimes I wish I was normal. Well, Jory, I think you do a great job with your content. Like, it's the same thing, like I was saying, when people like look at a woman, come in here and try to say something to take down my looks. When people see you go in there, try to say something to take you down, it's because they're jealous of you. They're jealous of your ability to do what you do because they can't do it. And a lot of them, I think they have tried. Like, if you really haven't ever made a YouTube video, you don't know what it's like to like film yourself, to script it, to edit it. It is a lot of work. And like, until and unless you have done it yourself, you don't really realize like how much effort and work it takes. So like anybody that puts any effort at all into their content, like I would never. And I think a lot of people, they know how difficult it is because they've either tried it and they couldn't get any subscribers or any views. And that really grinds their gears when they see somebody just being a nice person of the camera and getting people to watch that. Okay, guys, I hope I'm not missing. Hi to Alexis. Oh, that was I hope you're still here. Hi, Alexis. I thought I was sub to you, but I am now. Oh, Linda, do you have a channel? Linda J. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to write this down. I don't know if I can say that well. I like to subscribe to everybody who has a channel that subscribes to me. That is quite a name, Linda. It's funny, everybody calls me Linda. Literally every single person when they first get to know me, no substitute teacher I ever had, it was always Linda, da da da. Like, everybody sees Lydia. My name is Lydia, by the way, and like they call me Linda every single time. Hi, Deepender. Raven, if you give out love as a man, it will back to you. Not right away, but it will. Yes. Mr. Carey, almost to 50, Linda, and you can go live. Oh, cool, Linda. El Shaddai is talking about Hermes, Homer, Toth. William, I was just listening to Dolores. Or is that Cranberries, Lady William? Right? Or right? That's what I was like. Is Irish Jory? I want to tell you, if anyone going through something, you can get through it. Oh, thank you, Jory. See, whatever any negative things anybody has to say, Jory, like the positive aspects of you and your personality will shine. Anything anybody could ever say. You've been so nice and helpful. And yeah, like my oldest son, like he's different and he said so much before. He's like, I know I'm different, mom. And like I really do, like I worry so much about this world and the way it's gonna make him feel. And being a nice, respectful young man is a feat, you know. It's like it's hard to do. The world will beat you up for it. That shows how messed up it is. I enjoy being in my car, literally enjoy it. Laugh out loud, catch the drift. Yoder. Yeah. Could you imagine sleeping in a car? Meanwhile, you spent over $200,000 on a palatial structure that has no lights. Like there's like what, two or three wood stoves in that? Like just the wood stoves that are just sitting in there. Couldn't that be a nice little RV? I'm like, we spend too much money on hotel rooms. Like I know that's like a waste of money, but like if you do like reward nights, like if you're like in a hotel like every freaking week, like you will eventually get some for free. I I'm here for everyone in this live, Jory. Thank you, Jory. Tim, I'm not emotional. I'm just not liked or loved at all. Well, Tim, that really hurts my heart hearing you say that. And I really hope that you put yourself out there soon. And, you know, everybody deserves to feel like they belong and to feel liked and loved. Yoder is my newest friend. Also, Linda, Mr. Carey said. I'm definitely going to subscribe to Linda. Tim, you know, it's like that's one thing I keep bringing up, like hobbies, anything that makes you happy will also possibly make you feel better and give you more, and that will like spill over into your social interactions. And you might have greater success. You can cry out over spilt milk, but then you just say it doesn't matter as much as the mess you make it the mess you clean. So just clean it up and get back up, Rhea said. Yes. I'm in Kentucky, like in my name. Oh, El Shaddai is a golden bloodline. Are you that RH? No. Owning a pet helps a lot, legalize intellect. William, do you have any pets or do you think you're in the position to take care of another living being? You're welcome. Much love from Ireland. Okay, Linda is from Ireland. I have lots of Irish in me, Linda. The Kiwi, how do I find out about RH negative blood? Well, I would YouTube it. Like I found one super informative video that was just from 3 months ago. I'm sorry, I forget the name of the channel, but like there's tons of content on it. And like I'm not saying don't watch the stuff about aliens and everything, but like, you know, there's like the more conspiratorial, fun, like alien type stuff, and then there's more educational. Hello, good night. I'm from Taiwan. How are you? Yes, animals are great therapy. Did you guys see my dogs at the beginning of my video? Did you see my big boy dog? He is huge. So yeah, whenever anybody like jokes around about like coming to my house or like I just good luck with that. I have a crazy half Neapolitan Mastiff. It's the weirdest mix. He's half Great Dane, half Neapolitan Mastiff. If you know anything about Mastiffs, that's like a weird mix. And frankly, I don't want to deal with it ever again. But I do love him. The Kiwi, you remember the Cranberries band? Yeah. I love Cranberries. She was your cousin, Linda? Oh, well, your daughter is Lydia. Oh, that's so neat, Linda. I'm sorry for the loss of your cousin Dolores. She is so adored by so many of us, I'm sure you know. There's something about her, you know, her spirit, her the way she was, her vibe, she's a great person. So many good 90s bands, 90s musicians. Like we just don't have the talent. We don't have the unique voices like Dolores, you know, like saw shorts with Fleetwood Mac. It was so cute. This one person was like, "Oh my god, this song is so great. I have to go research this song." Some young person, obviously, right? It was Dreams with Mac, and I was like, I got a huge kick out of that. Yes, it is such a beautiful song. Nobody sounds like Stevie Nicks. Nobody sounds unique anymore because everybody's over auto-tuned, you know? I'm sorry, guys. I'm like, it gets harder and harder to read the little print, and I don't wanna, like, ignore any comments. Travis said, "My son is so always waving at everyone saying hi, and so many kids have been mean or ignored him. I worry about him a lot in his future." Oh, Travis. Oh. Yeah, you know, I experienced this, like, once they get to school age, like, everybody was cool around toddler age, then once it's, like, school age, I homeschooled my kids until high school and middle school. I'm not saying everybody should do that. They needed more one-on-one. But I noticed at the playground, it was like, once they hit age, it's like, "Oh, you're not a kid that's in the box I go to full time, and you're not one of 12, 24 kids I'm in the room with, so I'm not gonna play with you." And it was, like, a stark difference. But, that you know, all you can do is reassure him, and I'm sure you will, you know, give him a lot of positive reinforcement. Yoder, Mr. Carey, what are you talking about a structure? And, you know, like, my 2 older sons, like, I'm not just saying this to be like a goody two-shoes. I don't think it's surprising to anybody here. My sons are very good people. I'm very extremely proud of my sons, and they're the kind of people that, like, stick up for other people, you know, and yeah, they've been bullied before. Not too long ago, one of my sons had to stick up for himself. It was like, you know, one of his friends, you know, just guys giving each other shit type stuff. But he told him, like, "You're making me feel bad. Stop. You need to stop. I told you to stop, and you're not stopping. So I'm going to back off for a while." And I was so proud of him. Like, they were in the car with his dad. But, anyways, I don't want to like tell too much of their business. Everything's fine now. And that's what is the most rewarding thing, and you'll experience, I'm sure you will, Travis, like, you'll see like, for all the experiences you have now that make you cringe and feel bad for him, you're gonna have experiences that make up for all that, make you full of pride. "What are you talking about a structure?" Yoder said to Mr. Carey. Yeah, I was wondering that too. "I would love to sleep in a hot car with no air conditioning," Tim Watkins said. It's Iwana to some people. My husband's weird like that. He gets in a hot car and he doesn't wanna roll the windows down. He's like, "It feels good." I'm like, "Stop it." Meanwhile, I'm over here with my PCOS, like, sweating without moving, without even being in a hot car. "It was over the scanner," was all I paid attention to, Yoder. Oh, okay. I can't reach my charger. I think I'm gonna have to get off of here, guys. I guess it is 1 AM, and, my light is malfunctioning. I'm malfunctioning. Raven said, "You have 100% my respect for what you do." Oh, if you're talking to me, thank you, Raven. That is so funny you sit there and listen to the scanner, Mr. Carey. Can you say, "Beam me up, Scotty"? Yes, El Shaddai, beam me up, Scotty. Louise said, "Hi, hi, Louise. I'm probably getting ready to get off of here. The twins, hi. I talked about what is in the subject of the video in the first 20 minutes or so. The Kiwi, yes. That was very sad when the news of her passing came through. Deepest sympathy. Definitely. She was such a gem. Mr. Carey, yes, Ireland. So that is an hour drive from you, Kiwi. Oh, is Kiwi over there? The Kiwi absolutely was sad. Yes. And everybody we lose like that, it's like, oh my gosh, like I keep saying, it's like there isn't any like talent that's so unique and makes me sad. So guys, I have a 3-year-old German Shepherd Rottweiler female legalized, and I'm like, that sounds like a great mix. Is it? Oh, I want a Rottweiler. We are a fan of Mastiffs. And our girl dog, she was supposed to be English Mastiff. We adopted her. She's not all Mastiff. Like she's definitely some, but we think she might be part Shepherd. I have a Jack Russell and a Cane Corso. Oh, that's so cool, Raven. Our dog Neo, the Neapolitan is a cousin of the Cane Corso. It's an Italian Mastiff too. Neos are the ones with the real droopy jowls. Those. Where did those voices go? What are you talking about, Kiwi? Well, I was just talking about the unique voices in music. Yes, I know. See, that's where I need to go. Linda said yes, she was. God rest her. Thank you. She was old and very talented. Well, I'm so glad we got to hang out as we did, everybody. And I think I need to get off of here. I'm like holding up my phone right now. William sounds like an awesome dog. How do you get a Mastiff Dane mix? Most mixes are the best. Craigslist. He's from Brazil, Indiana. And Daniffs are what it's called when you mix a Great Dane with any other kind of Mastiff. Great Danes are German Mastiffs, for those of you who don't know. And our first Daniff was half English, half Great Dane. And she was the best dog ever. Unfortunately, we had to put her down the week we sold our first house. It was horrible. Expected. She was only 5 years old. It was absolutely horrible. So we were like, maybe we shouldn't get any more Mastiffs. Their life expectancies are short. I mean, 5 is too short, but like a Great Dane can be like 6 to 8 years. And like that's what the vet kept saying. It's like, no, her kidney failed. I even took her body to get a necropsy done on it because it was like we wanted more answers and we didn't get them. But anyways, couldn't resist getting another Daniff even after that heartbreak. We just couldn't. They're so great. So saw him in Craigslist and we're like, oh my gosh, he's a silver fawn. He's got like silver in his fur, eyes. He's a doll. And he's the weirdest mix of like gigantic doll, like baby. He is such a baby. You don't understand how much he whines, you guys. Like he is a baby baby. But he's also like the fiercest, most guarding guard dog I've ever seen in my life too. He doesn't know when to quit. Corey, thank you. You have a good night too. Okay. Everybody is saying good night, and I'm glad because I need to say good night. Raven, it was nice meeting you, and I hope to see you again soon. Linda, it was nice meeting you too. Thank you. I will go to your channel. Okay, Linda, I'm going to sub to you. Kiwi, it was nice talking to you, and thank you, Mr. Carey, for being there. Gray Wolf, I hope great night. Thank you for your support. It really means a lot. Yes, turn your notifications on. I do work the next 4 days, but next weekend, a lot of lives. Trying to get monetized by the end of the summer. That would be great. And once again, another reminder, I'm not going to monetize content that's about child herders, people who have a past and like stuff like that. I don't intend on monetizing, and I do totally intend on like giving back. And when I'm making money off of you, I'm going to be taking that and helping people, even when it's just like $100 a month. Hassan, somebody, the very first live on this channel I made about a YouTube and kind of how I gained a lot of subs and views, but yeah. So everybody have a great night. Thank you, Rhea. It was nice talking to you, Rhea. I hope everybody has a great night. I love you guys. Bye.